Okay, well, in that case, I wish you luck.
Well, like I said, though, should help me get into character.
Yeah.
For Lucas being sick as he is.
Are we all here? That's the question.
I think so.
Brian? Brian's not here.
I'm here. Jason's here.
Jason's here, but Brian's not here. Even though he's on roll 20. Okay, I'm going to try and add him one more time.
Is he muted?
No,
he's not.
He's not even connected. Oh, now he's here, I think. Brian?
Hey, what's up?
Okay, everything's cool. Right, so, guys, experience points. Brian, spend them.
I can't find my notebook. We're moving everything down to the game room, and there's piles.
Okay. Alright, so in that case, Andy?
Like I said, I think Lucas is too kind of sick to really be spending anything.
Okay, sure.
As a side note, I completely lost the new character I had rolled up, so I don't know how that happened, but I will re-roll them up. But some of the things that I remember that I originally got, like the missing finger and stuff, as the part of the disfigurements, if I remember it, I'm going to keep it. But if I don't, I'm just going to.
Yeah, no worries. It happens. Don't worry. Jason?
All my XP related stuff is kind of stuff I can't really take right now.
Okay. So maybe Sean.
Okay, I actually do have enough experience to... You found it? Alright. Enough experience to spend on something, and I narrowed it down to intimidate, torture,
okay,
or the mighty missile talent. I was thinking of taking the mighty missile talent because I figure that might help me out a little bit more.
Yeah, you can take mighty missile or intimidate if you wish.
Yeah. Okay. I will take mighty missile. Although right now, if I recall correctly, I just need to turn into a bird and fly away so I don't die.
Yes, because you are being attacked by a bunch of burly men.
Yes.
Quick question: have you guys seen Duralius and Associates?
No.
No.
Okay, it's a.
Never even heard of it.
It's worth a watch.
Okay.
What's it on?
It's just YouTube.
Oh, okay. Post the link to the group because I won't remember.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. So that's it for points. And who's making notes?
Me again, Sean.
Okay. Second or third time?
Second time.
Second time. Okay, cool. Last time on the Thousand Thrones.
All the guys were in a pit ready to pee on each other, and Dieter was deciding that being a wizard is really cool. Let's do some wizardy shit, and didn't think about the consequences.
Yes.
Everybody wants to be a wizard until it's time to do wizard shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everybody gangs to the militia appears. Yeah, so Vrentar, Lucas, and Vincent, you are all in a pit.
Crap. Apparently I already have Mighty Missile, so I'll take Intimidate instead.
Okay, take Intimidate. You're all in a pit because you falsely accused Jan Vanderpeel, of being a filthy cultist, essentially.
Falsely accused?
Well,
we accused him without proof.
Accused without enough proof.
Yes. Which
there is a distinction there.
Not in the old world, there isn't. And unfortunately, you've been locked. You've been locked up. You're being held in a hole in the ground and await. Well, who knows? Trial, judgment. You don't really know. Meanwhile, Dieter, right, decided to take law into his own hands, strong, animal-loving hands, and he went to butcher Groff, the man who's been who's kind of shady, even though he's universally loved within the boundaries of the Crusade of the Child, which is now, I would like to remind you, encamped outside the Altdorf. Outside Altdorf, the capital of the Empire. Unfortunately, Dieter didn't really thought few things through, and or maybe he did. Let's be honest, you just weren't lucky.
No, that too.
Yeah. And first you've been assaulted by the man's servant, and now a bunch of militiamen rushed you. And so you are locked in combat with your magical claws replacing your fingers. You're locked in combat with a man who's serving the well-liked, actually universally loved butcher. And like
Butcher.
Butcher, but Butcher. Sorry,
Yeah.
Butcher.
Yep.
And there's no way in hell that you're going to talk your way out of this one. To those people around you, you're essentially a mutant. Essentially a mutant who is trying to slaughter an innocent man. So, guys, you are in the pit, while Dieter.
Can we hear screams or anything?
No, like I've said
No,
before,
I'm far
this is
away.
on the second, on the other side of the Crusade. Between Dieter and you, there are probably around 2,000 people, something like that. You don't see him, you don't hear him, you don't know where he is. There's no way there's no chance for you to know what's going on. Right, let's make one more time, Sean. Let's make initiative. If I recall correctly, or maybe wait. If I recall correctly, it was first you. Yeah, let's make it that way. It's you, the servant, and the militiaman. Okay?
Yeah, I don't remember what the order was. So.
Yeah. So let's speed it up a bit.
Okay.
You're up. You with in the corner of your eye, you saw a bunch of thugs wearing filthy robes and leather jacks, and a few pieces of blue clothes, rushing towards you, shouting, "Mutant! Mutant! Kill the mutant!" While the servant of Butcher Groff, that you are fighting with, and like I've said, whom like I've said before, has this really nasty-looking eyes when he's looking at you. He looks like a fanatic, but the right kind of fanatic, if you catch my drift. He's also crying, "Help me! Help me! He's attacking the butcher!" You are outnumbered. You have already been wounded, and yeah, it's not looking good for you. So my question is, what's your course of action?
It would be baller if I did certain things, but they're too risky. I was like, wow, wings of the falcon, or sprout wings up my back and fly away. That would be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah, there are 4 guys.
To an electric car rift in the background.
There are 4 guys at your back, one guy
Yeah.
in front, and there are like a dozen crusaders all around you, just running around in amok, shouting, crying, and generally being scared by you.
Yeah, I think, like we sort of discussed, I think turning into a raven and flying away is the best bet. It's the easiest spell for me to do, and I thought briefly about doing Skywalk, but that won't get me far enough away.
Skywalk actually gets you immediately where you want. It's not like you need to cast Skywalk and then walk. It's just you move the appropriate distance immediately. But the thing is that from where you are currently, all around you are tents. So you would use Skywalk and you would just walk into a tent.
Right.
So yeah, the Raven is probably the best tactical option, or you may want to continue fighting, being outnumbered 5-1.
Honestly, I don't want to keep on fighting because I'm getting my ass handed to me.
Yeah.
By one guy. So, I mean, although I did hurt him back, I can't take much more of this.
Yeah.
As the saying goes. So, so I'm going to try and cast Form of the Soaring Raven, and
do you need a single action to cast this?
it is, yes, a single action.
So you can first channel magic if you wish so.
Okay, yeah, I will do that.
So roll willpower test. This is a channeling test.
I have it. And there's, let me see something. Well, I think last time. I feel like I have an extra 10% that it's not giving me, but that's okay.
Okay. You've passed
yeah.
anyway. Yeah. And I think you had the channeling, like extra like channeling bonuses, stuff like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you try to concentrate. You summon Gur into you. All the while. Yeah, the brown wind. All the while feeling the breaths of your attackers. You know, getting. I mean, they're basically just breathing down your neck as they are raising their weapons to strike you down, and you speak the incantation.
Strike me down, and I will become more powerful than you can imagine.
Pretty much. Yeah.
He has the higher ground, so no. Right. So roll. How many dice are you using?
I'm gonna use 2.
You're using 2 plus my single one. Okay.
Because I feel like 3 is a little bit overkill because I only need to hit a 7.
Yeah.
And
remember that if you fail this,
right,
these guys will. I'm like, it will probably take 1 turn for them to just waste you.
Yeah.
But
well,
do as you please.
Can't you use luck to help your dice roll, or?
You can use 1 single. What's that sound in the background?
Oh, I was snipping a sprue. I didn't know you could hear it.
Yeah.
I'll mute it.
Thanks. You can use You can use luck to reroll 1 die.
Oh, okay.
If you wish.
Do I have to? Okay.
Except for mine, of course.
Right.
So how many dice?
Well, so if I recall correctly, if I roll like doubles or
triples, it's Zinch's curse.
Right.
If you don't roll 7 or or up, then yeah.
Right. Well, that's just it. The very first time I cast a spell, I rolled. I think I had a pretty low roll, and I rolled a 3.
If he rolls a double, he can use a luck to unroll that double, right? Too, in case he does want to roll 3 dice.
If he
Is that allowed?
If he rolls 3 dice, he rolls 3 dice, and then he can reroll 1 of said dice if he wishes to.
Yeah. So if he got a double with those 3 dice, he can be like, "Oh, I want to
for example,
spend a luck."
if he rolls 3 dice and 2 will be doubles, and I will roll also 1 of so that it will be a triple of the same, then even if he rerolls 1 of said dice, he will still have a double.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah. Magic is very risky, so
Right.
take this into account.
I'm gonna stick 2 dice for the most part has been working for me. I'm just gonna stick with
All right. Roll 2 dice.
Yeah.
You need 7 or more.
Right.
2 d10s.
Yep. I get the roller open. Roll 2. Okay, why are you not selecting? 2. D10. Roll. Zoinks. Son of a bitch!
Yeah, now I'm going to roll mine. Okay, so there's no double for you, but you might want to reroll 1 of said dice.
I will re-roll the 2.
Yeah. So you've rolled 3, and now you reroll a single die.
Yeah, let me just check off my luck here.
All right. I think you have 2 or 3. 3 probably.
I have 3 total.
Yeah.
Oh, now I have 2. All right, let's roll a d10. Come on, big money. Of course not.
Now it's a double.
Now it's a double.
And
well, it's nice knowing you guys. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Maybe the double will help you get out of this trouble.
You've tried to summon the Wind of Gur, and
brown wind again, and
to
be there.
And you've took a lot more than you were asking for. You've lost control of the ether, and you've lost control of your concentration, which means that the spell failed. The men are rushing you, but at the same time, something bad happens with you. First of all, roll 10%, just 10%, to see if you get the mark.
Roll a d100, you mean?
Yeah, and from that d100, only 10% is...
Yeah, I need to... Yeah.
Does he want 10% or?
No, you don't. You don't have the mark. Okay, cool. You are wounded, I presume.
Yeah, I have.
You are now.
Well, I have 10.
You have 10 left, so you're lightly
Yeah.
wounded. Stressing circumstances, failed spell. Okay, so that's plus. Okay, so that's plus 15. So now I'm going to roll D100 myself. Nice. So it will be. Ooh, it will be very interesting.
That's not something you ever want to hear your DM say.
Yeah. So actually, this doesn't really make any difference to you. You've channeled the power, and you don't know what happened, but suddenly you feel that you have some money in your purse, I presume.
Yeah.
You feel the coins in your purse just clanking together, like clank, 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 and every single metal piece on your body is heavily magnetized from now on. Yeah. So, for example, even metals which are normally not like magnetized or magnetable, if that's the word. I don't know.
Magnetic.
Magnetic, thanks. They are
I like
now.
your word better though.
They are now. They're. Thank you. They're now magnetic.
So is it just the ones currently on me, or
Yes.
is it every?
No, currently,
Okay.
currently on you. But you don't really have time to think about what happened because the bozos are rushing you, and they are raising their weapons. Right. So they are all. Well, first of all is the ruffian that you are fighting against, the servant, who's raising up his. I believe he had a club. He's raising up his club and he's striking you down, shouting "Mutant! Mutant! Heretic!" And wait, right, and he missed horribly. Fortunately for you.
He kills himself.
Yeah, the 4 guys are rushing you. All of them only have a single attack, but they do have bonus modifiers from their comrades, including from the servant. So first, misses completely. You've actually managed to parry his blow with your wildly swinging claws as you are trying to regain control of the ether coursing through your body. The second unfortunately hits. This man also have they also have clubs, but they only have clubs and dirty leather jacks. They are all they all wear simple filthy clothing, and you see that it consists of stiff sackcloth robes beneath leather jacks. Their apparel is littered with inscriptions. There are worthless relics hanging from them, and other junk they believe is somehow probably important to young Carl. The second man struck you. You can dodge. You can't parry because you have natural weapons.
I'm dodging on half because I don't have the skill,
Yes,
of course.
you're dodging on half. You wish to dodge? You still have your Aetheric armor on you.
Yes.
All right.
But I'm gonna try to dodge because why
Okay.
not?
Nope.
Nope.
No, you fail.
Yep.
Meanwhile, you guys, do you wish to do anything, or are you just waiting for
The sweet release of death or of death.
I presume the second thing, or I don't know. Maybe you want to go. Maybe you want to try and get out. Although there are 2 guards outside your hall.
I don't think Vincent has much mobility to do anything.
No.
I'm gonna pray to Sigmar
All right, you're praying to Sigmar.
that this is sorted out.
I'm starting to think maybe it's not that bad of a thing that I lost that character, because I think we might all be dead here pretty soon. Just, we could start over at a low level that way.
Perhaps. Right, so you are all thinking about your miserable situation, and you are trying your hardest not to relieve yourselves. Because, yeah, the nature is calling.
I don't know. Am I
Who's on top? Yeah.
That's what she said. I don't know. You guys decide who's on top.
Yes, I'm on top. Vincent's on top.
Vincent's on top.
Yep.
All right. I guess no one else is protesting, so Vincent is on top. All right. Meanwhile, Dieter, the man delivered a devastating blow to your chest, and it's a 10. Like I said, it was a. But he failed his weapon skill roll. That means that he only struck you for. Wait a second.
I forget what the etheric armor does.
For 12 points of damage total.
Okay, let's see here. So, what the hell?
Etheric armor 3, your toughness I presume is 4.
Yeah.
So 7, so 5 points go through.
Okay, so 5 points.
He struck you hard in the ribs. Something cracked, you yelped in pain. The man is like, "Ha, die witch!" And his comrades are attacking you from the flanks.
Okay.
One of them delivers a blow to your other ribs.
Great.
You can dodge it, although you can spend luck point if you want additional dodge. Maybe it's a good idea because next turn you'll be able to cast the spell. Although be mindful, next turn if you want to cast the spell, you will need to make me a willpower check first because you are in the middle of combat and it's very hard for you to concentrate.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I spent the extra luck. I'll try to dodge again.
All right. You are, using your luck reserves, praying to Tao, I presume.
Of course not.
Unfortunately, Tao didn't listen, and the man is striking you for 10 points. Those guys are, and he passed his test, which means it's another 10. So it's 19 total.
Jesus.
Okay.
It was good knowing you, Sean.
So 19 minus 7, so that's 12 more points of damage.
Yes, minus your 5.
So I'm now
so
I'm
minus
now at
7.
negatives. Yeah, so I'm at -7.
You want to take luck? You want to burn fate, or you want to take the critical?
I'll burn the fate point.
To survive, I presume.
Yes.
All right. You've been struck horribly by those two men. They've broken they've smashed their clubs into your chest. You've been thrown back and landed on a filthy tent, which collapsed under your weight. Someone squealed under you, you're not sure who. You've blacked out completely. Right. As for the rest of you, your situation lasted for for quite some time, actually. Unfortunately, it lasted for quite some time. When the night came, you've all been led out of the hall. 3 of you, filthy, soiled, hungry, thirsty. Unfortunately, no one gave you any water or food. So
Wait, what wasn't like Leopold and what's his name with us too? So it should be 5 of us, right?
Yeah, sorry. Leopold and Nils were there as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it was a really harrowing experience. You all look like hell, especially you, Lucas. You.
I already looked like hell, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither one of us are in terrific shape.
Yes, and you're being brought to tent number. Let me just to tent number 7, which is right next to your hall, actually, because your hall was between number 4 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
You see that there's a Dieter there. He's being held by two spearmen of Lord Eisenbach. He's kneeling and his hands are tied behind his back. He looks like he has been heavily wounded.
Wait, now who's Dieter?
The
wizard?
Yeah,
Okay.
the wizard. Yes. You see that Helmut and Jan are inside. As you are being brought in, Helmut just points towards an overturned. I mean, not even overturned. It's just it's just a chest with a flat top, wooden chest with a flat top, and there are a couple of cups filled with water. Drink, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink, cause fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a position to where like resisting at this point is just kind of whatever.
Dieter,
Like we need water.
Not like
right now,
yeah,
right?
not like things are gonna get worse. You know.
Yeah. Are they going to poison us now that they got us out?
Yeah.
Dieter, the guards
Oh,
are
no.
the guards are cutting your ties, so you're free.
Okay.
They help you up, and one of them also gives you a cup of water. Although he pushes it into your hand less than gently. Helmut says, Jan here decided to drop all charges against you. He told me that it was all a mistake, and that we need good men like you, especially in those troubling times. When you were in the hole, in the ground, and Dieter here apparently lost his mind to a fever for quite some time and tried to attack Butcher Groff, we were unfortunately denied entrance to Altdorf. Yes, we have, says Jan, and that's very troubling. You see, and he looks at all of you, he's very concerned. We are running out of food. And the plague, especially the Yellow Death, is taking its toll. I'm pretty sure that you saw. It's how it works. You actually all saw when you were making your ways with the Crusade, and even before entering the compound, you all saw men and women and children who were essentially dying from a thirst that couldn't be quenched. Their skin turned yellow, their bellies were enlarged, filled with urine that they couldn't dispose. They couldn't.
Whoa! There's a plague going on? I had no idea.
Yeah, they couldn't relieve themselves, and you've heard that this is the horrible Yellow Death, a plague that took the lives of many, many, many faithful of Karl. We need to show the Emperor and Grand Theogonist the light of our lives, Karl. And so me and Helmut, we've devised a plan. Yes, we have. Tomorrow morning we'll try to smuggle Karl into Altdorf. And since you have proven yourselves to be vigilant and inquisitive and very protecting of our young lord, I would like you to go with him, Jan here, and his men. And of course, a couple of mine as well. Karl will persuade, just of course by using his God-given charisma, Karl will persuade one of the, a person who's driving a wagon or a cart into Altdorf to help you all get inside. And once you get there, you make your way to the Imperial Palace, and you present our young lord to Karl Franz and Volkmar, the Grand Theogonist. This is the will of Karl.
Well, then it is my will as well.
What say you?
That's what Vincent says, that it's his will as well.
I know that you probably think that we've wronged you, but we couldn't take any risks. And you didn't really made it easy on us either, especially you, Dieter. It's a good thing that Butcher Groff didn't didn't press any charges against you. He's universally loved by our flock.
Hey guys, in a little bit, I might have to get off here for like 20 minutes. I have a friend dropping off some minis.
All right. Sure.
So that he should be here in like 10 or 15 minutes, and I'll just sign off and get back on.
Okay. Sure. No problem.
I actually have a problem with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's
yeah.
it's beyond me.
Yeah.
Acceptable.
I mean,
I'm
you're
offended.
yeah. Are you for real? I mean, like, what the hell? Yeah. So.
Yeah. Lucas will cough heavily, since he's sick, but say, oh, yes, that sounds like a great idea, Your Excellency.
You see that Helmut and Jan are very pleased. They look at you, Vrentar.
I'm looking at him confused, but I nod. Like I'm obviously subordinate.
All right.
But we were just locked up a little bit ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they've told you that it was a mistake, but that they didn't really had any chance, that you didn't really give them any reason not to lock you up. So yeah. And finally they look at you, Dieter.
Mm-hmm. Because if Carl wills it, it shall be so.
Excellent. You can return to your tent now. Before dawn's first light, you will make your way out of the Crusade's encampment and towards to the road leading to Altdorf. You will stop one of the wagons coming to the city, and then you will make history by helping the true heir of Sigmar sit on the throne of the Empire. It is a great honor. Now, I wish
My
you...
lords,
Yes?
do you wish us to acquire a cart
You will help...
from a passerby?
Like I said before, Carl will do this. You will help him. But you don't have to worry. You're in Sigmar's hands now.
Yeah, out of game, they're expecting that Carl's juju will work on somebody and he'll want to take us inside.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that was the idea, or if it was like we needed to get one for him.
Yeah, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. So, you are all making you're being escorted by the two spearmen of Lord Eisenbach to your tent. Dieter, you see, is visibly hobbling, and he's holding his bandaged chest. Dieter, you've been healed. You are lightly wounded right now, but you only have like 3 HP.
Okay.
You you've also gained a single insanity point.
Okay. Yeah, I did
yeah. And you're being escorted to your tent, which actually there's a burned patch in the ground, and a new tent is standing there. The guards probably burned the old one with the rat inside. You're all being led inside. It smells of, burned earth and grass. The guards remain outside. They even tell you that we'll wait here just in case. You don't have to worry about watches. Have a good night.
Alright, I want to, I guess, kind of look at Dieter, then look at Renthar and be like, coughing a bit. Got any more of your little... Got a prayer for this old man? Are you old? What's your appearance, Dieter?
Oh, mine?
Yeah, I imagine you just look shaggy and, like, maybe
yeah,
if you're not old, you look it.
Yeah, I'm not old. I just look very shabby, and apparently I have a ragged ear and a huge nose.
Okay. Well, I want to tell Renthar, you got a little something to put this old man back together?
I could try.
Right? You want to try?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then I look over at the others who are also probably in bad shape and like, well, maybe the rest of them too.
Now I have heal as a skill, but I also have healing hand. I think healing hand is more powerful, right?
Yeah, but you're not sure if Sigmar would approve of you. Using Healing Hand as a essentially mass cure spell. Remember, Brian, I've told you how it works.
Yeah.
He should at least take you out for dinner first.
Like we're not in combat. It's not life or death right now. Sigmar probably wouldn't approve.
Yeah. I mean, you can of course, ignore it and try, but you know that you'll be just asking for trouble.
I'll try just normal heal, like my medical knowledge, I guess.
So you can use heal on everyone except Dieter because he was already healed today, and you can only heal someone each day once. Which also reminds me, haven't you already healed them today?
I don't remember.
I think you did. I think you did earlier.
Hold on.
Well, is this the next day though?
I think I tried
when
with
they
Vincent.
let us out of the hole, or is it the same day?
Vincent resisted.
Resisted how?
Well, we were talking about it, but then Vincent ended up not getting healed.
All right.
Because he doesn't need it.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's right. He said something about.
All right. So unfortunately, you can't heal, for example, Dieter, because he already was healed by Helmut or by someone else from the Crusade. You can heal Lucas if he needs it, and
Yeah, I'm down to 4 hit points.
Yeah, so you can use heal on him.
Okay, I'll try to heal then.
All right. Roll for heal. Right, you've roll me for your toughness now.
Who?
No, Rentar.
Rentar.
Yeah.
My toughness?
Yeah. All right, very well. Rentar, you don't know what's wrong with this man, but he's very clearly sick. It's not even that he's wounded; he is, but he's very heavily sick.
I've never seen anything like it before.
No.
I get up and I shake my head. I don't know what's wrong with you, friend. You're very ill.
What gave you that idea?
You need to see someone with more expertise in the city. I think you're dying.
Well.
Lost cause. Sorry, you're lost cause.
Yeah. Right, so you are... I guess that's it. Leopold just looks at all of you very grimly. For some reason I didn't really envision my return to Altdorf like that. I mean... yeah?
I was saying, Lucas is going to, I think, whisper, because he doesn't trust the guards out there, that he doesn't trust this whole thing. Particularly related to the people that we know are cultists. I'm not, because I'm having kind of a hard time keeping everything straight in my head about who we think is loyal to Carl. Those people he would obviously trust, but the people, like, we know the butcher's up to something, and we think that the one guy is up to something. And he would probably say something about wanting to make sure we keep an eye on those people. Anybody that's in, was it Jan? Is that the guy that we accused?
Well,
yeah.
Jan is the guy we accused, but Helmet is the one who's doing all the stuff, and Who knows? They're all cultists. They all must burn.
But because of the hex that we're under, he would obviously, anybody that hasn't shown to be a cultist essentially at this point, he would still trust because Carl trusts them.
Right.
I think. Right? Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. That we would trust the people. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, of course, out of game, I recognize that it's going to end up being one of those people that's trying to do something that we don't like. But in game, it's that's who he's going to not trust, are the people that we think are in league with the butcher and which further him saying the one guy saying that the butcher decided not to press charges is going to make Lucas even more suspicious. Like, clearly this is some kind of like they want us to go in there because they something bad is going to happen with this. This is not intended to go well.
Mm-hmm.
And while Carl will protect, we have to watch out for Carl too because the snakes. Too many snakes.
Well, what about the rest of you? Because I presume that Lucas essentially says this to all of you in a whispered tone. Right?
While pointing to the guard so everybody knows why I'm whispering.
Alright. Leopold just shakes his head, nose looks downtrodden. Downcast, sorry. Rentar, Dieter, Vincent?
I'm gonna go and sit on my cot. I'm I'm a man of faith, and I'm not doubting my faith. I'm doubting my superiors, I guess.
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of. Yeah, Vincent's going to kind of.
I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray for them.
All right. Dieter?
Dieter is still mulling over how it could be possible that that no one recognizes that the butcher and his assistant are vile cultists. But
to be completely honest, most of the people in the Crusade look like they are cultists.
Vile cultists.
Yeah, they are all dirty, disheveled, sometimes half-human things because of all the malnourishment, hunger, insanity, stuff like that. This Crusade is not made from normal folk.
okay.
This Crusade is made from people who are in most cities they are outcasts. They are they are those who fell between the cracks, if you know what I mean. Because of Carl, they've banded together, but otherwise they would be all dying in some gutter in Marienburg or and other cities and towns, many of them destroyed by the war.
I think Vincent will say something along the lines that it's good that if we could get Carl away from this refuse and into
You guys,
the city.
I have to head out for 20 minutes. I'll be
All right,
back.
all right. We'll wait for you. Sure.
You won't.
Oh, you
die.
don't have to wait for me. It's fine. You keep playing.
Yeah. I mean, we'll wait for
Right.
you. Here.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
that's it.
No worries. All right. So with that, I guess that you all go to sleep. I mean, you are exhausted,
Yeah.
and you are only given a single cup of water. You don't even have. I mean, you have your stuff. Oh, by the way, all your gear has been returned to you, so you have all your stuff with you.
Okay.
But you haven't been given any food, anything like that. Yeah. Sorry, Andy.
Does Lucas have any money? Because I know I lost it all and then I missed a bunch of games.
No, you don't.
Okay.
You want some slightly magnetic coins?
Dude, your guy should wear armor, and then he won't ever have to strap it down.
Well,
You
no,
like-
it's-
Just
I
like
just
sword
have to-
blades, put them up against his skin.
Haha.
Hey, put your gold coins in an old sock and like swing it around and use it to attract their sword out of the way, so you can then slice them with your claw.
I could see you trying to stab somebody, but like the dagger's just like, I can't pull it away from me.
Yeah.
I don't think I had. I didn't have. I didn't. I guess I still had my money, but I didn't have.
You have your
as I know
money,
it.
but you have problems with separating the coins.
Yeah.
They are very
Um,
heavily magnetized.
Do we
Yeah.
notice this, or is it kind
No,
of subtle since it's
No.
all in his pockets?
It's very subtle.
Well, I'm just trying to think. I feel like well my main weapon is I guess my tinder box is now also magnetized. Awesome.
Yeah, it is.
And my eating knife.
You have wooden.
they took-
you,
or
you
did they
have
take that
no, you have wooden utensils.
Okay.
Most people have wooden utensils. If you would like
Okay.
to have metal, you would have to buy good quality utensils.
Okay.
What he's saying is you're too poor.
Yes,
Mhm, no, that's
yes, of course.
Well, no, I definitely am poor. I mean, I only had a few coins in my purse, so. In fact, I think it was like 1 gold crown and maybe some other shit. But I don't know
Oh,
right
it's right. So you go to beds, well, to your cots, hungry, angry, and wounded. And few hours later, when you're still are just very tired, very sleepy, you're being woken up. Especially
when
Dieter, you don't take this very well, not with your wounds.
If when Vincent wakes up, whoever is waking him up, he just grabs him and is like, "Get your hands off me, Leopold!"
Easy,
and
easy,
pushes him away.
easy, cries the guard. Easy. You're being summoned. By the way, Vincent and Lucas, it's toughness time.
Oh, yay!
Okay, it's just a normal toughness test.
With your standard.
Well, just I mean a normal
yeah,
toughness roll,
yeah,
I
yeah,
should say.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bring up my sheet.
You have minus 15%, Lucas. You have minus 20%, Vincent.
Whoa, crap!
Why did
What
I not
just
hit
do?
the button?
Everything's failing for both of us, apparently.
Nope.
And I have no luck to spend, so.
Yeah.
Where's that? Okay, hold on. Stand by. Toughness. So I'll have to subtract 20 from
Nice.
that. Okay,
You passed.
I passed with flying colors.
Andrew, you have now minus 20% to all
Okay.
stats.
Ooh, high five, minus 20 club.
What is it that I die when I get 0 to?
Toughness. I mean,
Toughness.
essentially, according to rules, every single stat, if you reach 0, it means that you die. But
Because I got a 3. I right now have a 3 in fellowship.
yeah, I presume that you do. But only really toughness counts. Toughness, maybe strength, those count. But
Right.
not fellowship.
Yeah.
I imagine if you have 0 strength, you're essentially bedridden.
Yeah. When the guard wakes you up, Lucas, you can see that he's very scared when he looks at you, and he's muttering, a quiet prayer to Carl under his breath. And when the rest of you wake up, you see that Lucas overnight, somehow he got. I mean, he looks even worse than he did before. It's very clear that this man is in a horrible condition. But Vincent is in one as well. You're being led up outside to the main entrance, where you see that there's already a small group there ready to move out. There's Jan, Karl, his 4 bodyguards, and Jan's 6 men. They're all disguised in they're all disguised as merchants. You're there as well, and you've been given new clothes.
Yay!
You look like their servants, and you're even being told that you are their servants. Vincent and Lucas, you've been given long cloaks with hoods to mask your ailments. It's still dark outside, but soon it will. Soon the sun will slowly
Rise.
rise on the horizon. Thank you. Helmut blesses you all, and he whispers something to Jan. For a few, they speak quietly for a minute or two. He then walks to Carl, who is dressed as a normal boy, but he also has a long cloak with a hood that Helmut puts over his head. He kisses the boy's cheeks and forehead, and you see that the old man has tears in his eyes. It's clearly that it's very hard for him to see Carl go. He wishes all of you good luck and to make Empire great again.
2020.
2020, yes.
Keep the Empire great.
We're gonna make Bretonia pay for the wall, though.
Kislev.
Oh yeah, there you go. Kislev.
Yeah. He says that he tells all of you, I mean you, the party. He tells you to help Sigmar's heir get on the throne and save the Empire. And with that, you move out towards the main road. An hour later, you flag down a merchant wagon making its way to Altdorf. At this time, wagons, carts, even lone riders are making their way towards the capital of the Empire. A few of Jan's men, they're saying that we should take the driver, kill him and take his wagon. But fortunately, there is no need to do any sort of, to do this sort of thing, because Carl just smiles and asks to use the wagon, and instantly converted, the drivers happily allowed the entire party to ride with them. And you're back?
Yeah.
What? Oh, okay, cool. The merchants that you are traveling is a coffin maker, and there are quite a few coffins on the back of his wagon. You see that Jan hides Carl in a child's coffin, and except for him, 3 of Carl's bodyguards and 2 of his men, he also asks you to hide in other coffins as well, to avoid suspicion.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't sound suspicious at all.
Wants us to do what?
Hide in coffins.
Hide in coffins.
Well, we do look dead.
Good
So,
point.
I presume that you hide in coffins? Or
Yeah.
yeah.
If Carl's in
Especially-
a coffin, I'm in a coffin.
all right.
I kind of smirk because this isn't
I'm coffin.
Yeah.
this isn't very becoming of a Sigmarite,
Do
but
it.
what has to be done.
Yeah. And you slowly make your way towards the Altdorf's gates. It's actually, the slow rocking of the cart and the interior of the coffin makes all of you once again rather sleepy and dizzy. You all just doze off. You didn't even, just as you've entered the coffins, you've realized one thing, that at some point between you leaving the compound and you reaching the main road to Altdorf, Nils got away from you. He's not with you. Only Leopold is. He's also in one of the coffins. But Nils, he's just gone. Then again, he never really was a faithful one.
Yeah.
Vrentar, you saw that, and Dieter, you saw that as well. Yeah, so it's at some point when you are, going in and out of consciousness, you actually note that you've probably stopped before the gates. You remember that Helmut told you that you would be going through the market gate, a smaller but busier gate to the west of the huge Empire gate. Through the cracks in coffin lids, you can see the light comes in, and you guess that that it's light outside. The sun is up. But it's just, everything is just so sleepy, and you just want to sleep and relax, and at some point you've begun to hear screams, sounds of combat, clashing of weapons. For the initially you thought that this was all in your heads, in your dreams, but then Vincent, something heavy landed on the top of your coffin lid and slid down, and a few splashes of crimson landed on your face. And you can all hear it clearly. Outside, there is fighting. Heavy fighting. What are you guys doing?
We're probably in the best place.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know that Leopold's got the energy.
Remember, it's Carl. It's potentially Carl is
good point.
potentially in danger. So I guess you all just kick away the lids and get up.
Yeah, Vincent will murmur, it was nice to be so close to more, but back to Carl.
Yeah.
And he
Can we
just
peek out of the
starts
coffin first?
pushing. Vincent's just going to just start pushing.
Yeah.
He's not going to be subtle about it.
Yeah, good.
Peter says, "For Carl."
For Carl, you
All I hear
hear.
is
Vrentar, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, should we peek out of the coffins first? But everybody's just kicking the lids off.
Carl is in danger. Do you really think you have time to peek through the coffin?
Well, yeah, I wanted to see. Like, he's in one of the coffins too, right?
You hear.
Oh, that's right.
You hear fighting outside.
We hear
The
people
first-
being slaughtered outside.
The first thing that you think, Vrentar, is that Carl is in danger and you must do something about it. That's how it works. Sorry, that's how this.
But like
This
kicking
one.
off the lid could blow our cover if it's something else. Like, we're in a big city. It could be a riot. It could be.
Not to your mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, not like he would know what a big city is right?
Yeah.
Like he's.
You're a hermit.
True.
So you just kick away your lids, you get up, and first the light, even though it has been seeping through the cracks, the light blinds you initially, but only for a split second. You see that you're a busy mercantile street, probably not far inside the city. You also see that, well, surprise, surprise, Jan and his men turned on Carl's bodyguards. And you also noted that a dozen more figures in long disheveled cloaks, ran out. Came out of the shadows and attack you as well. You see Vanderpeer standing on a cart. Standing on a street. Gesticulating. With one of his hands and speaking some horrible words which never were meant to be spoken by a man. And a black unlight forms around his wrists. And one of Carl's bodyguards, he just melts, screaming horribly. He tries, you saw with a horror before one of the, you guess, cultists rushes you. Before the cultists rush you and you have to fight for your lives, you saw that the man, as he was falling to death, his face melted like wax, just tore at Jan's tunic, and actually, you think, managed to hurt him because Jan jumped back, swearing and holding his chest. That said, you don't really have time to see what is going on because you're being jumped by a dozen men and women, horribly diseased, and some of them mutated. They are armed with rusty swords, daggers, cutlasses, clubs. You're fighting for your lives, desperately, with like I said, with a quick glance towards Jan, you see that he escapes and he drags a small child's coffin after him. You try to follow, but the press of bodies is so. The press of cultists is so big, and the combat is so hard that you can only really fight to stay alive. Of course, the people on the street are running back and forth, screaming and shouting. You suddenly hear one of the cultists screeching, "The guards! The guards are coming! Fall back!" And they, just disengage. You kill a few of them. Doesn't really matter which of you did it. You don't really even remember much from that fight after it happened. Maybe it was Vrentar who smashed one of their skulls. Maybe it was Vincent who opened one of them with his sword. Who knows? But eventually the cultists just disengaged from you and dispersed into the seedy, dark, small side alleys. And you also see that from where Jan was heading, a large patrol of Altdorf guardsmen is running towards you. They are all armed with halberds, steel breastplates and helmets. They have red and blue uniforms. These men are it's very clear from the way they look and they move that they are excellent fighters and very well equipped. You hear Leopold, "Come on, let's go! We won't talk ourselves out of it! Follow me!" What are you doing?
I'm running.
Following Leo.
Yeah, following him.
Alright.
Is he heading towards where Carl was, in the same direction as Carl?
No, you see that Leopold jumped towards one of the side alleys, one of the side streets. But first he made a quick dash to the body of the fallen bodyguard, the one who got his face melted, and grabbed something from the man, and then he rushed towards the alley, shouting for you to follow him.
I think Vincent will go after whatever direction Carl went.
So you are running towards the 10-man strong patrol of guards.
Oh,
Okay.
I think that's
Yeah, I think
not threateningly. Well, no, I'm not focused on the guards.
Whoa.
I'm focused on Carl.
Alright, so you run towards them. The rest of you run.
I'm not with that sick man.
The rest.
Dieter follows Leopold.
All right. Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas is going to follow Leopold, and I know this sounds weird. Lucas is convinced he's going to die.
Yeah.
Lucas is also convinced that the last thing in life he needs to do is save Carl.
Yeah.
Lucas if he sees one on the ground that is usable in the bodies, is going to grab a sword.
No
because
problem. You've grabbed
the
the sword.
sword brings suffering. And somebody
Will suffer.
is going to suffer.
Yeah. No worries. You've grabbed the sword without any problems. You've actually grabbed the sword before. You've managed to disarm one of Jan's men, Lucas, and you've killed him with his own blade. And only from being close to the man you saw that he has a big nasty boil on his lip. One of Vanderpeer's men. You all run after Leopold into one of side alleys. Vincent, you run in the same direction that the guards are. In the direction of the guards coming towards you. The guards are running as they're running, in a wide file, and they see you running towards them, and they shout, "Stop in the name of the law! Stop in the name of the law!"
Vincent's going to let's see here. Vincent's going to point over their head and be like, help Carl. And he's going to slow to a pace just to like try to go around him, just trying to walk around him.
You can walk around them, and they rush you.
Okay.
Okay, so we are going to make combat in a like.
I'm not after the guards.
Yeah, but they
Like,
but they are after you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm not aggressive towards them or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys, you are running after Leopold, who is making his way, you see, expertly through the back alleys of Altdorf. You run outside on a wider street. Lucas, it reminds you. This place actually reminds you of Naun, but it stinks differently. Not of gunpowder and metal, but just of too many people in a single place. It also smells very strongly of, and it's actually rather strange to you, of fish. Yeah. Anyway, you've crossed the street into another alley. You know, after Leopold, you just you just run after him. You know, it's just you don't really have time to stop to think about what you're doing. You are just running after him. The guards, Vincent, one of them shouts, "He has a weapon! Stop him!" And the guards just, you know, half of them point their halberds low and rush you. The other half are making their way kind of around you, kind of.
I think Vincent, forgetting he has a sword in his hand, his sword, seeing that this is just going to slow him down. I'm trying to think what he'd do.
Remember about your sickness.
Yeah, that's which one?
The last one that we've talked about. Yeah. So anyway, initiative, please.
While this is all going on, I'm going to run to the restroom.
Okay.
Yeah, being that I'm not going to be involved much.
Yeah.
Vincent, roll initiative.
All right. Now, what's that? D100? No, D10.
plus agility.
Which is like 24 now. So 32 total.
Okay. Wait a second, you've got 32 total, right? Okay.
Yep.
They are actually, sorry, 10.
That was with the minuses. I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
So how much? 30.
32 total.
They have 33. Literally.
So Vincent probably, at this point, Vincent probably doesn't realize he's still holding onto a sword. He's like laser focused on the people behind the guards, so he's just staring right past them.
You don't even see Jan anymore. Remember, this is a busy mercantile street in Altdorf. There are hundreds of people here. You've lost.
Oh yeah. He's focused on the corner where he lost him at. That's
the men charge you. So
okay.
First one actually. He charges you. You sidestep to the left. Normally you would do this much quicker, but you still manage to avoid him. But you are surprised at how slow you react. He also is surprised because he was honestly sure that he would be able to strike you. His colleague slashes at you from the right. You manage to parry his blow with your blade. They are using halberds. The other one, the third one, he's trying from the left, but he once again you've managed to parry. Now the last two will not charge because they don't have they don't have the space needed to do this, but they will move and attack, simply put. So one, He hits. With all the bonuses, he hits. So, are you... I presume that you are dodging?
Yeah, because like, I think it's more subconscious, and he's still focused on getting towards Carl, so he's just gonna try to
Roll for dodge.
dodge blow.
And I'm going to check my notes very quickly.
With all the negatives, that's still a pass.
Yeah, okay. And the last one, the final guard attacks you from almost from the rear. What now?
I guess I'll have to parry at this point.
You have a parrying weapon in hand?
Well, his gear would have been...
Because I think that you've lost your shield with the during the attack against the with the ghouls, during the fight with the ghouls. I think that you only have your sword.
Okay, so
so unless you want to spend your last luck point and to make an extra dodge, this attack goes through.
yeah, he'll have to.
Alright. So
Blow.
minus 20%.
Still good.
You have mail on you, right?
Let's see, what do I have? Yeah, I don't have any chest.
Even if you have a single piece of mayo, you still have minus 10%.
I still pass.
Alright. So, now it's your turn. You don't have any luck left?
He is going to try to run towards wherever Carl went.
You can't. You are surrounded by 5 guards.
I'll
They
try
are
pushing through.
So you are trying to run past them, which means
Yeah.
that every single one of them will have a free attack against you, and you will still need to make a counter strength test.
Can I do a... Okay, so as far as my illness goes,
Yeah. You can't die. Carl is protecting you.
well, I can't die, but that doesn't mean I'm going to kill people that I don't think should be killed.
No, but if they are, remember that Carl is the most important thing in your life right now. You would do anything to help him.
Yeah, and I think starting a ruckus isn't going to help him at all. So I think Vincent will just throw down the sword and try to convince the guards that they need to let him go.
If you do this, Jason, it's the end of your character. I'm just going to tell you now. They will throw you into the dungeon, and that's it. Sorry, but like there's no way that you would be going back after that to the group.
Try to run the other way.
You still have a chance to actually run the other way. You do have 2 guards essentially blocking your way back, but you could move past them. They would be able to strike at you. 2 of them only.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what he'll do. Like,
So?
I'm just trying to. I guess I think he would have thought he'd be able to talk them out of it, but since you saying what you said, I guess he will just try to make a break for it.
They don't want to talk. They see a man who is running towards them with a blade in hand, who just partook in a large-scale street battle where there have been many fatalities. They're not in the mood, for to talk. They just want to stop you. So my question is, what are you doing?
I guess he's going to have to flee at this point.
All
Because
right.
he's not going to just start slaying guards.
All right. So you try to.
He's not-
You have to make this opposed strength test to run away from them. You are fighting with 5 guys. If you manage to pass this test, you'll be able to break free. But if not, all of them will just hack at you.
Okay.
Yeah. So roll strength minus 20% against theirs, which is.
So I want to roll low, right?
Yeah, the lower the better.
Whoa!
Too bad.
Okay. Nice. Only 2 will strike at you. You've managed to break free. So one of them. One of them lost his halberd. It flew out of his hands, and the other one. The other one managed to hit you, I believe, in the head.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his best. That's the best.
Well, it's where I have the most armor.
You can dodge.
I can? Okay, new
Yeah.
turn so I can dodge. Alright.
Minus 20%.
Where is my dodge blow? Nope.
Nope. I'm going to roll second time because it's impact, but it doesn't really matter. So it's 4, 5. Now let me just quickly see one thing. So it's 50. Yeah, so it's 15 to the head.
15. Okay. So I'm guessing the negative for the sickness reduces my toughness, correct?
Of course, of course.
Alright, so that's 3 there, and then I have 5 for armor.
You don't have 5 for armor. You have a you have chainmail.
I have a plate helm. It's the only piece of plate that I have.
If I recall correctly, the plate would only give it would only give you 5 if you would have full set.
Well, yeah, I have full set of head. I got.
No. Full set of on head. Okay, yes. All right. So you have 5. Okay.
So that's
7
8 total. 7 go through. I am sitting at 4 wounds.
No, not 7 go through. 14 go through.
How many did you...
Because you've been struck by 15 points of damage. Minus 8. It's 7 times 2 because it's in the head.
Oh, times 2 because it's.
So it's 14 total.
So I have 4 wounds, so it'd be 10 going through. I guess I'll probably have to use a fate because that sounds like it's a killing blow otherwise.
How much under you are?
10.
Yeah, you die if you don't burn fate.
Yeah, so I'll have to burn that last fate to pass out, I guess.
You can burn fate to avoid the blow. And continue running.
Alright, I'll do that then.
Alright.
Because I think if I pass out, that's
Yeah.
characters. Anyway.
You don't know how, but you've managed to just avoid the blow. That would normally remove your head from your shoulders. And you make a wild dash to the side alley where you think that your friends went into. You're not sure. Your friends, meanwhile, are running like crazy. And a few streets later, you've all stopped with Leopold, standing like holding you right behind the corner of a side alley. He's like, let's catch our breaths. You're all here, Andy, Brian.
Yep.
Sean. Okay. Yeah. You're all standing in a side alley in Altdorf, panting heavily, almost dead from exertion. But you're here. A minute later, as you are still recovering, you hear footsteps, quick footsteps, and you see that Vincent is running towards you. He managed to follow you. Vincent, of course, you've right now you've like replaced your sword in its scabbard. You see that all of the guys are here.
Okay. Should I assume that helmet is gone?
No, you have it.
Yeah.
You have it on
All
your
right.
head. Yeah. So, you are standing in a small, stinking side alley full of trash, refuse. You can hear busy Altdorf streets outside, just teeming with life. You're in the capital of the empire, seat of the emperor, and the Grand Theogonist himself, one of the most important cities in the whole old world. And you've just lost your charge, the boy who is Sigmar Reborn. What now? Leopold looks at all of you, unsure as what to do next. I think we've lost them, he says.
Somebody's got to die.
We all will die eventually.
Vincent's going to do the salute to Moore and be like, do we know where they're going? And looks around.
How would we know? Asks Leopold.
Did they say that they were going to the Grand Theol?
You, for some reason,
Theologist.
don't think that Jan will go to Grand Theogonist.
Okay.
Especially since you've noticed that he that he was actually using magic, and nasty kind of magic.
So I just want to confirm, because I get like flipped around with who's who. We think Carl was taken by the bad guy, right?
We saw Jan taken.
And Jan's
we saw him
right?
take a child's coffin, which we assume.
And we were clearly brought to die so that we couldn't say anything later when they never show back up.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Dieter one asks Leopold, "What did you take from the dead guard?"
I saw when he fell to this villain sorcery. I saw that he was holding something here, and he hands you a piece of parchment with a note.
Okay. Dieter reads it.
Right. You read the note, and it says, Anzo in Altdorf. Ask Estoman, necklace for ceremony. I'm going to upload the note now.
Okay. So I didn't catch all of that.
Leopold looks at all of you. Maybe we should return to the site of the crime.
For the necklace.
Separately.
Nah. No need. After, in like less than half an hour, the guards will disperse, and we'll be able to talk with people freely. Trust me, I know this city.
I've only been here once to go to the what would be engineering college. Otherwise, this place is a maze to me. Yep.
Lucas, what do you say? Right.
He Hold on, I'm trying to think of the best way to word this.
I've uploaded Jan's note. It's in the handout section. You can see it for yourselves.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay.
I want those bastards to suffer as soon as possible.
Also, Altdorf.
We'll make them
What's
suffer,
going
but we'll have to
Ask,
ask
Erdelman?
people. Estelman, it's Estelman. We'll have to ask people there. Maybe they saw something. Vrentar, you're up to the task.
That, or we can take
course,
the
if it means
names
saving
to.
Carl.
Perhaps we can also look for a registry, like we did in Talabheim, right, Leopold? Kind of looks off to the side. And
This is Altdorf. You won't get to registry.
he wasn't looking at that, Leopold.
Yeah, but Leopold heard that.
That old Leopold's dead.
You won't be able to get to registry of Altdorf citizens. And besides, I guess that there's quite a few Estelmans here. I think our best bet is to just ask people. Are we ready to go back? Or do you guys want to, I don't know, sit here for a while, catch your breaths?
No time like the
I start
present.
walking back where we came from.
yeah.
I suggest that you follow me, Master Vrentar. Otherwise you'll get lost in this city, says Leopold.
Okay, I follow Leopold.
Sheath your weapons and don't stand out too much. And you're making your way back to the scene of the crime. Leopold told you that he recognized the street where it all happened. The street is called Austauschenstrasse. I'm going to write it.
Thank you. Out something street.
Here. Austauschenstrasse. Austauschenstrasse. Yeah. It's a busy mercantile street, not far inside the market gate. As you make your way back there, you see that when you've came back, it's all looking normal. Altdorf life moves too fast. The merchants have returned to their wagons and left. The bodies have been cleared away, and the bloodstains are trampled into the mud. And it's been less than half an hour since you've left the place. The street is a lower class mercantile street. You see that it's lined with taverns, shops, and pie stalls, catering to travelers weary from a long day on the road. Half-timbered houses tower 5 and 6 stories above it, and even from here you can see the magnificent roof of the Imperial Palace and the Grand Cathedral of Sigmar. And unfortunately the smell of thousands of unwashed bodies and of just filth, poverty, and humanity in general is almost overbearing. Vrentar, Dieter, you of course, you saw Altdorf before. Your college is not far from here, on the hills, in the hills outside Altdorf. But you were practically never within the walls. You don't like cities. Your college doesn't like cities. Vrentar, for you, this place is just incredible. It's almost.
No idea what.
Yeah, it's almost too much. So, what are you doing? You see that, like I said, everything just returned to normal. By the way, as you were making your way back, Leopold told you also one very important thing about Altdorf. You all need to stick together, because Altdorf is changing daily. He explained to you as best as he could, and you actually know it very well, Dieter. You've heard about it. That because of the presence of the colleges of magic, the streets are subtly changing. Sometimes during the day, sometimes during the night. One time a street might be here, the next day it will be somewhere else. Most of the Altdorfers have like grown accustomed to that. But for people who are not from Altdorf, this can be difficult to getting used to and to actually, to actually make their way through the city. Leopold is an Altdorfer, basically, and he tells you that as long as you're sticking with him, there won't be any problems. But if you lose your way in Altdorf, there will be very little chance for you to actually, find the rest of the party.
Vincent kind of yields to that logic.
You're on the Austausenstrasse. I've described it before. People are just passing you by, hundreds of people, merchants, vagabonds, beggars, students, soldiers, wise men, learned men, wives and husbands, children, just people of the Empire, your people. Please tell me, what are you going to do?
Dieter tries to look around to see if he sees anybody watching the group.
You don't see... No, you don't see anyone watching you guys.
Dieter and Renthar, I think it'd be best that Lucas and I don't start putting our faces into people. We'll keep an eye out for you guys if you want to start asking questions.
Yeah, that's a good idea, says Leopold. You guys...
I nod discreetly.
You should not reveal your faces from those under those hoods. You don't have to worry about accommodations. When we'll need to rest, we'll go to my place. No tavern would let us in, and besides, I don't think that you have that much of a coin. Life is very tough in Altdorf right now. I'm going to tell you about it later. Just keep low profile, Vincent, and you, Lucas.
Vincent will probably try to find a message post board, beam or something to kind of lean up against, so he can kind of keep an eye on.
All right.
The other few folks.
So Dieter can. So I talked to Renthar for a second and said maybe we should start asking people on the street if they know where Herr Esselman is.
I don't know. I can ask about what happened here. You guys can ask about Estelman, says Leopold. Or maybe you want to do this the other way around.
That's probably the best way to do it.
That we ask what happens here, and he asks for Esselman. Okay.
Yeah.
No, he asks what happens here. We ask for Estelman.
All right.
Because if somebody has an issue with us asking for Estelman, that's somebody we need to talk to, obviously.
Yeah.
All right. I'll ask about what happened here, and maybe find out where that bastard went.
Yeah.
With our charge.
Mm-hmm.
We'll meet here in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Lucas, you're okay? Go lean against that wall over there and just wait there.
Yeah, he's gonna go do that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be happy about it, but he
Um,
wants to kill somebody. But
yeah. Brian and Sean, roll for your fellowship. For your gossip.
Gossip. Okay.
Yeah.
I have tons of gossip.
You have gossip? All right.
Uh-huh.
You've passed.
What
Yeah.
What color robe garb do we have on?
You have colorless, brown,
Okay.
light,
Poop colored.
yeah, poop colored robes.
Different shades of beige.
Yes,
Yellow in
yes.
front, brown in back.
Vrentar, you don't really know how to speak well to those people, so you are, you're making a mess of it. They are ignoring you, telling you that I'm sorry, miner, I am very busy, and they just move quickly away from you. Dieter, that said, you've asked about Estoman, and when you've spoken to a man, when you've spoken to one of the merchants here, he said, "Oh, you're not the first to ask about this name, sir. There was this short, fat man in nice merchant clothes. He had bodyguards with him, and he asked about Estelman's shop. Yeah. From what I understand, Estelman is I think he's a seller of old books. I've heard from a friend who heard from a friend that some important people buy from him, but that there's something. Well, let's just say that this man is not very liked in some circles. I don't know anything else. Maybe you should ask, I don't know, someone more educated, sir. A scholar, perhaps? Anyway, maybe fancy a piece of pie?
No, thank you.
Oh, well, in that case, you see that this man has a tiny badge in the shape of twin-tailed comet pinned to his cloak. You actually saw those badges quite a lot today. Vrentar, you too. Quite a few people, actually a lot of people in Altdorf, are carrying these small tin badges in a shape, in various shapes. Some are in the shapes of twin-tailed comets and hammers. Other represent doves, antlers, and few of them even are crossed finger badges. It's like Altdorfers just want to show, their faith by showing off all those religious badges of theirs.
I thought you were just going to say Altdorfers just want to have fun.
Yeah, that too. Actually, that too, because and that's actually info for all of you. Altdorf is bitter, volatile, and slightly manic. This is the info that you've managed to gather so far just from walking the streets and listening to people, as well as from snippets from Leopold. Altdorf is bitter and volatile because after the deprivations during the Chaos Incursion, rationing, shortages, loss of family and friends, the citizens hoped life would return to normal with victory, which has not happened, unfortunately. The shortages remain because food stocks are depleted and refugees have come south. The people blame the government for mismanagement and corrupt collusion with merchants. Riots and general brawling are common. In fact, you saw already 2 large brawls outside of taverns in the streets that you were walking. And street corner demagogues are everywhere, blaming everyone from Karl Franz to foreigners to elves.
Karl Franz.
Of course, Karl Franz. But with this bitterness comes also a strange manic energy. Believing the end near, people are throwing propriety to the winds. You've heard that bawdy satire plays are on every stage, and tavern songs are full of sharp wit and slander. Women show more cleavage, and men more flair. The youthful nobility are more debauched than ever, and doomsayers declare that what the ruinous powers failed to win through strength of arms, they are winning with distilled spirits and deviant behavior. So the whole city is like this huge powder keg that is about to explode. You can almost hear, you can almost feel the tension in the air. So, Leopold, Dieter, after the man told you about Estelman, you guess that it's probably to learn more about him you would need to ask some kind of a scholar or
Right.
academic.
Okay.
So
I will return to the group and
Alright.
tell them that.
you gather once more on a corner that is fortunately free from any doomsayers. All of you look at Leopold, at Dieter. Dieter?
Yes. So seems this Estelman is a bookseller, and we need to find some sort of scholar to find out more about him, where he is. And turns out that he knows some important people in the city, but there's something fishy about him. What did you find out about the altercation?
Remember what the merchant told you. That a small round man in merchant's clothes also asked
Oh
about him.
yeah. Sorry. And it sounds like Jan also asked, someone fitting Jan's description also asked him about Estelman.
I wonder who's this Ansel fellow. It's a common enough name.
I feel like asking for Ansel might be that might be harder than finding someone with the last name Estelman.
Actually I'm going to roll for Leopold now to see how well he managed, and I'm going to reroll that.
I'm gonna need a scoot here in about 5 minutes.
Alright. Well, unfortunately I didn't really learn anything about this whole incident that happened. People here, I've asked the costermonger, and he told me about hearing screaming and crashing, and then he told me that he saw, Jan using, and he almost spat the word magic, but saying that after that he just hid. There was a young flower seller who also told me through the tears that she saw this poor soul from whom I got the note, just melting. There was I've actually asked tried to ask a few people about where that bastard went, but I've got even less of a reply. A cloth merchant told me that apparently Vanderpeer was 7 feet tall, and he was carrying a coffin on his shoulder, and his eyes glowed green, and he left smoking hoof prints. And a tavern wench told that he jumped to the roofs like he had springs in his heels, and that he was carrying a sea trunk. So unfortunately, gents, I think this Estelman fellow is the only lead that we have.
Well, let's get to it.
Vrentar, do you have any other suggestion, or?
I didn't learn any information. I learned some new swear words from the big city.
They can come in handy. They always come in handy, actually. Right.
Make the sign of the hammer.
Yeah. Right. In that case, let's ask about this Estelman. Alright, let's make a 2-minute break. I'm going to make myself something to drink.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Jason, in that case, we'll see you next time.
Okay.
Okay, so
Alright.
see you around.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'll watch the last bit whenever it's posted.
Alright, cool.
Alright.
See you later.
See y'all.
See
Brian, I sent you a Facebook message about something unrelated to all this.
All right, back in a second.
Warhammer stuff. So yeah, all right.
Yeah. Andy, you there?
Okay, I'm back. Oh, snap, that might work. That's a little too thick. Anybody else back yet?
I'm back. I'm just gonna try to stuff my face here real quick. So that went well.
Yes. Whiskey.
Sounds good.
But yeah, I've started making kind of modified low carb hot toddies. I think that's how they're pronounced. It's basically whiskey and hot water and lemon juice, and supposed to be honey, but.
Yep.
Man, everybody's loud.
No, that's the laundry room door.
But,
Did you get my message?
yeah, so those might actually be too thick. Because I've got some of that too. Well, not that per se. It's the same stuff that's made from. And I was just You gave me a good idea, and I just looked at it, but that's almost too thick.
Well, they have different sizes, depending on the sign, like different thicknesses.
Yeah.
And if you could find it as one of those signs, it's like it's a fraction of the cost it would cost from like Evergreen or Plastruck or something. You know what I mean?
And the problem. Like I live in a major freaking metropolitan area, and there are no more hobby shops here. They're all gone. They all went out of business. Yeah. The nearest one is actually, Sean, if you remember where we had the old Hammer Day up here.
Mm-hmm.
Did you come to that one?
Yeah, the one in.
Yeah, that's like 45 minutes away. That's the nearest, even close to a hobby shop I've got, other than two actual.
Why is that? Like that doesn't make any sense.
I think because DC has so many non-locals. I think everybody that moves here just kind of comes in with this. I think they just get used to mail order, and I think it just put them all out of business because, since nobody's from here, nobody develops relationships with the store owners, so they have no reason to find a store.
Bad,
yeah, it is. It sucks.
Well, I think also, yeah. I mean the
I'm here.
The hobby stuff is, like general. I don't know what you want to say, like the plastic sheet and stuff like that. It's getting harder and harder to find because, for the most part, people seem to not be doing that stuff anymore.
I don't like ordering that stuff online either. I like whatever I need it for.
Right.
I like bringing that thing into the store and making sure it's the exact
Yeah, exactly.
size that I need, because like when you're talking really small sizes like that, like your
the difference
brain
of a 16th of an inch. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, that'll work, and then you get it home, you're like, fuck, that's the wrong size,
Like 5 times too big.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was like, that was the thing, is I was like, oh, I need some diamond plate, and you go there, and like the only thing they have is like 1/6 scale diamond plate or some bullshit like that. I mean, like I was shocked at how hard it was, because you go in there and you're like, oh, this stuff doesn't really move, right? So they should have tons of stuff. Like, nope. It's like they just have like sort of weird.
They just never reorder it. They just
Yeah.
I get my diamond plate from Green Stuff World now. It's like $5 a sheet shipped from Europe, so you can't beat that.
We ready to go back, or you guys still need a few minutes?
Real quick, Michigan Toy Soldier sells most of the Green Stuff World stuff.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So.
Okay. So, who are you going to speak to?
So we have essentially failed to find out where Jan went.
Yeah.
And or we know that a towering, monstrous Jan has flown away with a coffin on his shoulder.
Yeah, and he jumped on roofs apparently. So.
Yeah, he's spider dude. So the only real lead we have is that we think if we can find a scholar, we can find out where this Esselman is.
Yeah.
So, say, Jan, do you know where the scholars hang out? Or sorry, Leo.
Scholars?
Jan is the bad guy. Yes, where's the scholar hang out?
No,
You
the
know,
city is
like
full
the
of
col-
scholars. Just find an academic on the street and ask him about Estelman.
Okay.
That's the easiest thing to do.
Well, who looks like a scholar around here?
There's a lot of people. It's Altdorf.
Okay.
You find every single, Warhammer Fantasy archetype here, literally.
Okay.
The only other place like this is Marienburg, and to smaller degree Naun. Yeah, but you know. So you just have to ask.
All right. I will try to.
Who's making rolls? I presume that Vincent and Lucas are not making rolls.
No.
Mm,
No. Lucas is probably trying to keep out of the way
yeah.
and not stab people, but also, not give away.
Mm,
Sure thing.
When I do a theater, I haven't had the same luck with
yeah.
these city
Dieter,
folk.
well, yeah, Dieter's not really a city folk person either, but
Yeah.
but he does like learning and writing and things like that. So he'll try to strike up a conversation about where to get the best vellum or something.
Yeah. Leopold is also asking questions, but he told you to not stray too far away from the rest of the group.
Okay. I will try to stay within line of sight. So more gossip.
Yeah. Leopold passed. You've
Oh.
passed much better. You've asked about Estelman. And you've actually managed to ask a magician, a bright wizard you saw walking through the streets of Altdorf. In most towns in the Empire, this person would be at best avoided, at worst, being just people would just either throw things at him or run away from him. But here, they don't care. He's just a normal part of the city. So you've managed to strike a conversation with him, and he greeted you as a fellow colleague of the Mystic Arts. After all, you do look like a magician. You've asked about Estelman, and he says, Estelman is an antiquarian, a seller of old books. I actually have a friend who bought from him quite a few times, for he procures volumes no other can find. That said, my friend. What's that sound? It sounds like someone is.
I was just cutting a thin piece of plastic card. If that.
No, it's all right.
I also have a dryer going on in the background.
Oh, it's something like that. Like someone is like huffing into microphone. I'm not sure. Okay, no matter. It's gone now. Anyway, my friend only uses this as a last resort for, and he lowers his voice. He's a dangerous man to know. The witch hunters watch him constantly, owing to rumors that he deals in less savory works as well. But no search of his shop has ever turned up any forbidden books, so the hunters only prowl and prowl, but never pounce. I think that he'll come to a bad end one day. Be wary if you seek him out, brother. And he gives you directions to Estelman's shop.
Okay.
It's on Hofbahn Street in the Schlafstadt, a shabby neighborhood behind the colleges of law. I'm going to write the name of the street.
Okay.
Hofbahn Street in the Schlafstadt. Here.
Actually, almost felt it correctly.
It's quite some way from here when you've told Leopold about the address. He told you that he knows the general area, but it's quite a way away.
Well, then we need to be quick about it.
You guys are all hungry, tired, and thirsty. Do you want to do something about this?
Where's Leo's
we're gonna have to settle
place?
into the city for the night.
Well, it's so far it's like noon, actually.
Oh,
It's past noon, just past noon. Leopold offers to buy you all something to eat and drink on your way to Schlafstadt. You just wait in that alley over there. You see that he made his way to the nearest inn, and after a few minutes he returns with a basket filled with food and drink. He just, he said that he's covering it. There's meat pie, there's light ale, bread, some fresh apples, and stuff like that. You all just wolf down the food. Literally, there's nothing left. Not even a crumb of bread, not even a drop of beer, nothing. It took you like good 15 minutes to finish, but you knew that without energy you won't be able to find Carl, to help him, to find this man who took him from you, and to, of course, deliver divine justice to him and his cronies. After that, you move towards the Schlafstadt to Hofbahn Street. Along the way, Leopold tells you a bit about the current events taking place in Altdorf. There have been the pay wagon riots. State troops from Reichland and Averland have not yet been paid for their service in the defense of Mindenheim. Both groups sent large delegations to Altdorf to demand their back pay, which has not been forthcoming. They've clashed with the watch and with each other. The people were sympathetic at first, but the nightly drunken brawls are aggravating, and now Altdorf just wants them gone. There are the bread riots. Thousands of refugees from destroyed northern towns have become beggars in Altdorf, and food grows scarce. Grain merchants, fearing that their stores won't last the winter, have raised prices for grain astronomically. People complain that the merchants hoard the grain while people starve, mobs have broken into grain warehouses, and northern beggars have been beaten to death. Actually, the food that Leopold brought to you, it's a normal, tavern portion. In better times, this portion would be at least twice as big. Finally, there has been the vengeance of Sigmar. For the past year, Altdorf has been spellbound by the exploits of a vigilante the people call the vengeance of Sigmar, a masked mystery man who finds, kills, and exposes mutants, witches, warlocks, necromancers, and chaos sorcerers that the witch hunters miss. He strings them up with a tin badge of Sigmar's twin-tailed comet nailed to their foreheads. The people love him and have occasionally helped him escape official scrutiny. Jealous of his successes and suspicious of his motives, the witch hunters hate him. The Temple of Sigmar and the Colleges of Magic are more sympathetic because, unlike the witch hunters, he doesn't make mistakes. No honest scholars have died by his hand, whereas the witch hunters often catch the good with the bad and don't care. The authorities want to know his identity and either kill him or control him. And finally, there are odd boots. There is a craze among young dandies for mismatched boots. They parade around town in boots of different colors and different styles, tall on the left, short on the right, etc. Some wilder bloods even wear boots with heels of different heights, limping grandly about town with expensive walking sticks. And that's the general craze that has the Altdorf in his grip. That's what's happening. You are all hearing about this on the streets, by the way. Hearing stories about, vengeance of Sigmar, hearing people complain about grain prices. You even saw a few beggars being beaten by, burly youths, and you guess that those beggars are from the north. There are actually way too many people, even for Altdorf. I mean, you never were here except for Leopold, but you think that there's just too many people around you. It's like, it's like a huge mob, just squished into the boundaries of this city. Lucas, you especially feel not too well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't think I need to have been here to feel like there's too many people.
Yeah. Anyway, you eventually enter the Schlafstadt, which is a shabby neighborhood behind the colleges of law, consisting mostly of tottering grey brick buildings filled with impoverished students and the working poor. Leopold says that he loves this place because it's actually filled with people with whom he feels kinship. The bottom stories are filled with dealers in antiques, second-hand furniture, tools and weapons, and old books. And Hofbahn Street, Leo tells you, is all booksellers, mostly of the law and literature texts that are required reading at the university. But others, according to him, sell plays, novels, political pamphlets, cheap romance literature, rare books, and art prints. As you approach the neighborhood, the first thing you see is a column of smoke rising over the rooftops.
Okay.
All right.
Does it look like the kind of column of smoke that is normal, or the kind of column of smoke that is not normal?
That is a raging book fire.
Yeah, it's a column of smoke from a burning building.
Okay, then why do I have a sinking feeling that's the building we need?
We rush to the building. Dieter rushes to the building.
Yeah, I guess the rest of you rush as well, right, Vrentar?
Yeah.
Lucas, you as well, I guess.
As well as he can.
Yeah.
Like it's on fire, right?
Yes. Turning onto Hofbahn, you see flames and people milling around at the far end. People run buckets from the well in the local square and throw water on the fire. Others lay wet blankets on the roofs of adjacent buildings, trying to protect them from flying cinders. You see that a tall brick building is on fire, and those structures on both sides are starting to catch. Burn and smoke victims huddle in the street, coughing and screaming. A crowd watches, stunned, but most people help, desperate to keep the fire from spreading. The building is an inferno, impossible to enter until the fire dies down. As you approach the building, you hear people, of course, commenting on the whole situation, and yes, of course, it's Estelman's building. From what you've heard, the fire started in his shop not more than half an hour ago and spread quickly. Estelman himself crawled from his shop alive, but apparently badly burned and unable to walk. People, you've heard, people discussing this, telling that he was taken to the nearly Shalian hospital. Yeah, so, but if you want more information, you will need to ask people here on the streets. So my question is, are you going to do this?
Yeah,
What's that sound in the background? Sorry, but, like... Okay, now it's gone. I'm hearing things.
I'm in my basement. There's lots of noises.
Alright. No, doesn't matter. Right, so my question is, are you guys going to ask people, or will you try to ask for directions to the Shalian hospital?
Well, I want to ask people, if they what happened here, if they saw anything.
Okay.
I'll ask about the hospital.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, not Leopold. Lucas is going to kind of keep to himself, being...
Vincent is also, standing with you, while Leopold will also ask. Vrentar, roll for gossip. Let's see how...
I just did.
I don't see it in the...
Oh, 16.
Oh, 16, sorry. Okay, so yeah. You've been given directions to the Shalian hospital. And you've also been given Estelman's full name, Janus Estelman. Janus, actually. It's here.
Yep.
While Dieter, what you've been asking for?
What happened? How did the fire start? Did anybody see anything?
Yeah, so you were you just began to ask a few people, and you've learned a few things. One of them said, "Had it coming, didn't he? Dealing with all them nasty books and shady villains, only a matter of time. I never had no trouble with him. Nice enough old gent, despite what some say. Kept to himself. I warned his landlord. Ask anybody. I warned him 100 times. A danger to the neighborhood, I said. Toss him out, I said. But did he listen? No. And now look what's happened." Stuff like that. You didn't really learn anything, anything specific. No one remembers if anyone visited him before the fire, just so you know. And as you've gathered together once again, and Vrentar told you that he has the directions to the hospital, you see that.
His name is Janus.
Yep.
Yeah. You suddenly see that 7 men arrive. 7 witch hunters. All burly men and very grim, armed and armored to the teeth, and with their characteristic garb, wide-brimmed hats, tall cloaks, stuff like that. You see that apparently a man who's probably their leader, for he looks the grimmest of them all, and also most heavily armed and armored of them all. He looks like a quintessential witch hunter. He wears a full set of mail beneath a long black coat with silver buckles. There's a wide brim hat sitting on his head, and you see that he actually chews on a smoking cigar. He has a crossbow pistol at his hip, repeater crossbow on his back, and a very nice looking sword hanging from his belt. His men are equally well equipped, for they are.
Can I
yeah?
nod at them and make the sign of the hammer as they're walking up?
Yeah, but they don't really they don't really even look in your direction.
Okay.
But yeah, sure, you do. Oh, by the way, this man is old for old world standards. He looks like in his 50s, perhaps. Lucas, he kinda. Sorry, you didn't you didn't spoke with the witch hunter in Marienburg, so it doesn't matter. The rest of his men, they also wear black uniforms, cloaks, and tall wide brim hats. They have manacles and keys hanging from their belts, and packs filled to the brim with instruments of their trade. They also have crossbows, swords, and of course daggers, but they're not holding them. You see that their leader watches the fire with grim satisfaction, and then he draws his sword and stops the bucket brigade. "Let it burn," he says. And his men enforce this. They quickly begin to ask questions about Estelman from the locals. You can hear them because they ask them very loudly and very aggressively, very brash, very in a very brash manner. And the bystanders, they are obviously angry that the men stopped them from saving their homes, are surly and reluctant to talk. And witch hunters essentially use force. They begin to pummel the people with their swords. Voices are raised, of course, and at this point Leopold says, "We need to get out of here now."
Yeah, we need to find Estelman for these guys to do.
It's it's basically police brutality. You think that you even hear one of them saying, "Oh, stop hitting yourself! Stop hitting yourself! Stop hitting yourself!" as he pummels the man with the flat of his blade. Your typical brutal, uncompromising witch hunters, the exact kind who hate vengeance of Sigmar.
Yeah.
You quickly move away from the burning building, and you move towards the Shalian Temple and Hospital.
Agreed.
Yeah. Leopold says, right, the hospital, it's connected with the temple, with a local temple. It stands at the edge of the university district. It's a very nice place, actually. People who are working there are very, very gentle, but I'm afraid that we might have trouble walking inside.
We can use our sick brethren.
If we use our sick brethren, they will just put them into beds, and we don't want that, right?
We don't.
But
I mean, so Lucas is kind of torn here, right? Because if he can get better, he can wreak vengeance better.
Yeah.
But simultaneously, that slows things down.
there is a way to enter the building and not be noticed, but you guys will not like this.
Through the sewer?
No, through the roof.
Through the roof.
Yeah, there's the hospital is separated from a brick tenement by a 6-foot wide alley. So we can climb there, and if we can enter the tenement, we can make our way to the roof and leap the gap. The tenement and temple are the same height, but the temple's roof is slanted slate. That said, we will be able to keep our weapons, and there won't be any questions asked.
Is that going to require like jumping?
Yeah.
Lucas isn't going to be able to make that jump.
All right.
Okay.
So Lucas and Vincent, you guys can stay outside, and maybe watch the entrance for when the witch hunters come, and they will come. And me, Vrentar, and Dieter, we can jump.
Dieter has an idea
What's
that may work.
All right.
Well, if we can get a rope,
Yeah.
and I can successfully do one of my spells to float across the gap, I can tie a rope to the other side.
If we can get the rope, and if you will be able to cast your spell.
Correct.
A lot of ifs. I have essentially 5 crowns remaining.
How much does rope cost?
Well.
All right.
Wait, don't you have like power? I don't know, to fly or something like this? Why aren't we just sending you there?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, but I'm saying I could take a rope across and we could all get across. That's all I'm saying.
Vrentar, what do you think about this?
Or what would stop? What would
I'm
stop
not
him?
fond of his methods, but
I
Could he just go on his own? Like, do all of us need to go in?
well,
Or can just the wizard fly up in there and then turn back? Oh no, but he's got to stay a bird for an hour, doesn't he?
you don't know that.
No. I have another spell. I don't have to turn it into a bird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it would probably be much easier if you just go there, Dieter, and ask the questions.
Okay.
The rope is usually about a crown for 10 meters. That's quite a lot, but alright, I can... what the hell, I can buy it. I still owe you guys. Right.
No. Let's just send Dieter. That money is better used elsewhere.
Right. Dieter, what do you say? It's up to you.
Yeah, I could do it. I'm fine.
Right. Right, so I'm going to show you the entrance, right? The rest of us will remain outside and watch for the witch hunters, I guess. If we see them, we'll try to enter the hospice and make as much ruckus as possible.
That should be easy.
Right?
Yeah.
Alright, excellent. Right. So, you make your way to the edge of the university district, you see suddenly you see a low white marble building connected to a 3-story hospital with an enclosed yard behind. Even from here, you can see that they have separate entrances, and Leopold points at the building and says, "That's the hospital." But we don't want to enter inside, not right now.
Right.
See this tenement building over here? And he points to a tenement building to the side. That's where we need to get in. We'll go inside, and then we'll be able to make. You'll be able to make your way up to the roof, and then I guess, do whatever it is that you need doing. I hope that you know what you're doing. Yeah.
Well, that remains to be seen.
All right. I'm not sure if there are guards inside, just so you know.
Okay.
Right. So, guys, we'll wait for him here. When we'll be able, from where we will be able to see the entrance to the hospital on the other side of the street. Right?
Yes.
Let's go over there and sit on that bench. And he points to a small wooden bench under one of the other tenement buildings. In this district, there are a lot of students, poorer students, academics, stuff like that. But it's a nice enough neighborhood. Rather poor, but not seedy. Dieter, you enter the building, and you make your way up. The building smells of damp, and it smells of mold. Eventually, you make your way to the space right below the roof, the attic. Fortunately, of course, the attic is. There were door ones leading to the attic, but now they're just gone. So you can just enter, over the ladder and up the attic. And then you make your way to the window, leading to the outside, of the roof. Outside, you see, indeed, that that the hospital roof is right across. But it's the same height, but the temple's roof is, like I said before, slanted slate. From here, you can see that there are dormers, which probably lead to the attic of the hospital. So, please tell me, what are you planning to do?
I'm planning to cast Skywalk and walk across to a dormer.
All right.
And get inside.
You open the door. You open the window on the attic in the tenement house. You guys, meanwhile, you're sitting outside and just watching the entrance, waiting for the probably inevitable arrival of the witch hunters. Right. So, Dieter, you begin to gather the winds around you. You begin to concentrate, just like your masters have taught you. You can channel magic without any problems.
Okay.
Can I make small talk outside?
Yeah,
but role playing purposes, I just haven't had a chance to role play.
Yeah. To whom?
Oh, just whoever. Like you said, it smells like fish, right?
It smells of it smells of
Altdorf in general.
Yeah, it smells of fish. It smells of, but it's a bad smell. It's a smell of old fish.
I'm gonna comment that it sounds like, or it smells like my sea cave after heavy rains. Back in Nordland.
Vincent just, shrugs and says, "Never been there."
Just trying to.
Lucas, I guess you don't say anything.
He coughs.
What?
He coughs.
Oh. Leopold is like, yeah.
Yeah, I hate you guys.
Yeah, the fish, it's the eels. The Altdorf eels, the most famous eels in whole of the Empire. We like them in practically every way possible. You know, fried, cooked, saute. I mean, when I was drunk quite a few times, the eels saved my life. For just 2 pennies, you could get a nice fat, two nice fat strips of an eel and a small cup of fig juices. Let me tell you, my friends, nothing was better for when you were high in your cups. But the unfortunate byproduct of said eels, and I mean of the fact that people here eat so many of them, is the smell that you are experiencing right now. Yeah, I'm going to shut up now. Just hope that Dieter will actually...
Well, the only meat that I eat is from the sea, so I'm excited to try this local delicacy.
Isn't eel a sea, like...
Well,
sea
fish,
Well,
yeah, he only
there's
eats fish.
freshwater eels too, but yes.
Oh, okay.
This
No,
he's a
episode brought to
Northerner.
you by
He
the
doesn't really
Altdorf
mess
Eel
with, like,
Council.
Beef, pork.
Yeah, I mean, it's Leopold asking, isn't like eel a sea fish as well? Or not?
No, well, it'd be like lake trout, you know what I mean? It's still seafood. It's not from the sea, but
Oh, okay,
it's
alright.
not beef and it's not pork, you know?
Alright,
Or
alright.
poultry.
Yeah, well, after we'll finish here and find Carl,
Like, we're having this conversation downstairs, like, no, beef.
I'm going to take you guys to a fine dinner. We'll order a whole... We'll order a whole... We'll order a whole fucking goose, and then we're going to eat it.
Goose stuffed with eels.
Yes. No, you're not there. But first we might want to find a healer for you, Vincent, and you, Lucas.
Yeah, wish we knew where one of those was.
Yeah, well...
He says as he looks across the street.
Yeah, well... Just... I mean, you can get inside, but... I don't think that's a very good idea.
You need to roll up your secondary character first.
Right, Dieter, you channel the power of the ether.
Brown wind, don't fail me now.
You enter into lower levels of concentration.
Mhm.
Roll for channeling.
Okie dokes.
Nice.
Yeah.
You managed to channel the power. How many dice do you want to use?
I'm gonna go for 3 because I need to pass this.
You're an absolute madman.
Yes, I am.
So you use 3d10.
Yep.
I mean 3
Because I need,
tens. Yeah.
I need to hit 11, and since I couldn't even hit 7 with 2 last time,
All right.
I'm gonna go for all 3.
Right.
Alright. Tall, guide my wind. Hey.
For
Brown wind.
fantastic. You've managed
Yes.
to channel the power, and you feel that you suddenly can walk in the air. You've moved right to one of the levered open dormers. You see that the dormers are narrow. Fortunately, you're not very fat, so you will fit. You open the dormer, and you move inside. And yeah, you're in the attic right now. It's a huge, well, it normally would be a huge open space, but there are dozens of crates here, barrels, stuff like that. You're alone here. Of course, there are cobwebs everywhere. There's dust everywhere. This place is just, it's huge. It's a gigantic like area. Wait a second. Let me see if I can. Okay, you know what? I am going to probably upload the map for you, even though you don't have this map in your head, of
Right.
course. I just want you guys to see how big this place is. Okay?
Yeah.
Actually, I hope I've downloaded the map. And all right, so you are essentially right now trying to find your way from the attic, because that's where you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
All
Yes.
right. Fantastic. I'm loving it. Yeah, I have it, fortunately. I still have it. Haven't lost my edge. Yeah, so yeah, you know what would be very embarrassing if I would, for example, have like, I don't know, nude pictures and I would upload it into the handout section. That would be very embarrassing thing to do, but fortunately no, I don't have pictures like that, so like you don't have to worry about this.
Sure you don't.
Yeah, no, sorry.
I was checking very fast to see if that's what happened, like before you took it.
Unfortunately, no. Anyway, Shalian Temple and Hospital has been added to the handout section. You guys can see it. It's at the very top, above Jan's note. Right, so, Dieter, eventually you find your way to the stairs leading from the attic to the, you guess, top floor.
Yes.
You try to find Estoman.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You try to find Estoman and roll me. Do you have search?
Let's take a look. Hopefully I do. Search. I do.
Jesus Christ! What's that
Okay,
sound?
it's my kids apparently startling each other accidentally. Can
Alright.
you guys chill out, please?
Nah, it's okay. I was just like, it sounds like something.
It adds to the flavor of the
Yeah.
madhouse.
Yeah, it's not a madhouse. It's a hospital. It's not an insane asylum. It's just a hospital.
I walk in on an acolyte changing her garb.
Fortunately, you won't. I've just rolled for the guards, and I've rolled a batch, which means that you won't be running into any guards during your stay
Okay.
here.
Would you like me to roll a search?
Yes, I would. However, I would like for you to roll a search. Excellent.
Woohoo!
You are guided by your instinct, as you are a man of the wilds, of the wild places, of the untamed forests, the master of brown wind.
Yes.
Anyway, you make your way quickly through the top floor and decide that here there's probably, I mean, there are cells here, but you don't really hear anyone inside those cells. You don't feel anyone inside those cells. You guess that a burned victim would probably not be here, especially because the cells here are for initiates. So, you know, you quickly make your way downstairs to avoid bumping into any soon-to-be priests of Shalia. And downstairs you can immediately smell the characteristic aroma of unguents and of, you know, of medicine, of people laying in bed, of sickness. The walls, of course, in the Shalian hospice and temple are all white. This is a hospital. On the map, you can see that the temple is this like smaller building to the left. But you know, here it's very clean here. Actually, it's very clean and it's very nice. It's cool inside. It doesn't stink. It still smells strange to you, but in a rather positive way. And you eventually find the room number 9, as you can see. on the second floor.
Okay. Oops.
Wait a second, I need to quickly... Oh, sorry, no, not room number 9, my bad. My bad. Wait a second, Sean. Sorry, you go to the middle floor. You go to the middle floor to room number 32. 32.
30. Okay, so the upper left.
Yeah, it's injury ward.
Mhm.
You enter this room, guided by your instinct. Oh, by the way, this does take you quite some time. You guys are sitting there for almost half an hour when, since, Dieter entered the tenement building. Just so you know. So far, the witch hunters haven't arrived yet, but who knows. Anyway, Dieter, you entered the injury ward. It is a long room with beds running down both walls and windows that look over the carriage yard. There are doors at each end. Floor-to-ceiling white curtains on rings separate the beds from one another. These curtains make it hard to see who is in the room, but you guess that any normal conversation can be heard anywhere here. You hear moaning and sounds of generally sounds of people in pain. You guess that men and women who are laying here are suffering from traumatic injuries, broken limbs, sword cuts, missing eyes, stuff like that. You do take peeks, of course, behind the curtains because you need to locate Estelman. So you see all manner of, people who just, experienced a hard reality of living in the old world. At one point, you had to enter an empty space behind the curtain because a sister of Shalia entered the room. Helped one of the patients. In easing the pain, and then left. You realize that essentially there's a huge chance that someone will find you here sooner or later, and it's probably the best for you to find Estelman as soon as possible and then just leave. Eventually you find the man. He is midway along the interior wall, the only burned victim. You see a man who is heavily bandaged, particularly his hands, and both of his legs are splinted. His face is covered in minor burns and slick with salve. He moans, semi-conscious, when you find him, but he opens his eyes, he sees you, and he snaps awake and frighteningly asks you, "Who are you? What do you want?" He's an older man, truth to what the people outside his shop said, but it's hard for you to guess his real age. Maybe he's 60, maybe he's even 70. "Please, leave me alone."
I said, I'm here to help you. Who did this to you?"
You hear someone entering the room. What are you doing?
Tell me where I can find Jan.
You hear someone entering the room. What are you doing?
Okay. I hide under the bed.
You don't have to hide under the bed. You just need to enter his
Oh, I thought I was already inside.
Separate the space. No, you were just peeking through the behind
I
the
definitely get inside his
All right.
curtain.
You get inside. You hear you just wait for a minute or two before the probably sister of Shalia finishes her task and leaves. Estelman looks at you with eyes wide open. Perhaps he's too terrified to scream. Maybe he thinks that you'll kill him, or maybe he just he's just too stunned to do anything. "I already told the other man, leave me alone." Roll for -10 perception, by the way.
Okay.
And yeah.
Is this sighted perception?
Yeah.
Okay, because I get a plus 10% on vision based.
Excellent.
Boink.
You've passed. right before you've entered, the niche that Estoman occupies, you saw that a black pigeon with beady red eyes sitting among grey and white pigeons on the sill of the nearest window. Anyway, you've entered. Like I said, the Estoman's niche. You know that you have to calm him before he'll be able to tell you anything. So if you want to do this, you need to make a +10 charm roll.
Okay. I have charm.
If you don't have charm, then
I do have
excellent,
charm.
excellent,
Woohoo!
excellent.
Okay. Blinks.
No.
Shit. Okay, I'm gonna use. I think I have one more luck.
Yeah.
Yes, my last luck.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute though. But I lost a fate point, so I don't have one more luck.
So you begin to try and calm him, but the man is like, he essentially he's not yet hysteric, but he's getting there. Now I'm going to roll one more time. All right. Fortunately for you, currently no one enters the room, but that may change. That said, you can try again.
Okay, try again. One tall.
Excellent.
Yes.
You've managed to calm him down. Now you can ask him question.
Say, where is Jan?
Jan? I don't know who's Jan. A man came to my shop, and he essentially describes Jan and his guards. The ones who left the camp with you and the ones who survived his betrayal of you and Helmut's guards. I don't know who they were. They burned my valuable books one by one until I told them about Anzo. Then they broke my legs and set fire to my shop. I've managed to crawl out and escape just by using only my hands. And he shows you his horribly burned hands.
Yeah. Who is this Ansel? I must find him.
Wait a second. Right. You see that the man doesn't really want to answer it. I can't. But after a few seconds of you just gently pressing, and the man sees that you're not exactly your typical old warder, he says, look, I'm going to tell you what I've told this man. Ansel was once a loyal customer. He bought from my special stock. Then he moved to Marienburg. He told me that he was moving. Last year he returned, and he had this horrible scar on his forehead. He was painfully thin and clearly insane. He held me at sword's point, copied my list of special customers, and threatened to kill me if I tell anyone that he was back in Altdorf. I never saw him again. Look, the man who broke my legs forced me to give him the same list I gave Ansu. All my special customers, past and present. I had no choice. Oh, they will never forgive me. I have betrayed them twice.
Prepare to betray them a third time. We need to find these people to save them.
Jan has the only copy of the list. But you see that he is hesitating.
Dare I intimidate him? To give me the answer?
You can.
Probably not.
You can, if you have intimidate. If you don't, then it's half of your strength.
I thought I wrote down that I took intimidate because I already had mighty strike, but just let me make sure that I did actually do that. Because of course I didn't write it down.
That's what you said at the beginning of the thing.
Yeah, I just didn't write it down on my actual electronic sheet. So let me. Yeah, I did. Oh, my intimidate sucks. All right.
You don't.
Better than half though.
Yeah. Yeah, I did I did write on my paper sheet that I took intimidate this session.
All right, you can roll in that case.
Yeah.
By the way, before you do, he says he pauses and says, "There is a way, but no, I cannot. If I recover from my injuries, it will be my only chance at making a living."
Well, I could try to charm him first. Would that work?
Won't work. No.
No. Okay. Intimidate it is. Say, listen, old man. Lives are at stake here. And I fail.
No, not even facing death. He speaks. And just as he says this, you hear heavy footsteps downstairs and Shalian sisters shouting in the hall, "You cannot enter! You have no authority here!" And you hear harsh male voices below, "Stand aside or be charged with harboring a tool of chaos." Estelman shrieks, "Witch hunters! Please, kill me! Spare me from the hunter's torture!" And you see that he pissed himself. Oh, by the way, you guys saw this man entering from the outside. 7 men from before, with the tall, grim old man leading them. And they've all entered the hospice not only armed, they have their weapons unsheathed. Something that, in a Shalayan place is completely forbidden. But they've just entered this place like they are storming an enemy stronghold. There are 7 of them. Leopold was like, "Ah, shit." Well, I hope that our boy upstairs is up to the task. I'm not getting within a meter of this entrance, and I suggest that you boys don't as well.
Yeah, I don't think Lucas has any other choice.
Vrentar, roll for perception, by the way. Vrentar, you saw interesting thing. None of these men has really any official Sigmarite badges or symbols on them.
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
And that's unheard of?
You can roll Common Knowledge Empire if you have it.
Do...
You must have, everyone. You can, yeah. You don't really know. It's very strange.
I'll use a lock.
Okay, sure, no worries, no problem. You've heard once that the witch hunters, and it was very strange for you to hear this, that there are witch hunters who are essentially non-affiliated with any temple. They are more like bounty hunters, or like witch hunters for hire. Secular witch hunters, so to speak.
Heretics.
Not exactly, because they are often employed by various temples, including Temple of Sigmar. Maybe these men are working on the behest of the Sigmarites, but they themselves, they don't look like they are Templars. And actually, that's what you've actually just realized, that these men, they look more like mercenaries or thugs, well armed and armored thugs, and less like your usual Templar of Sigmar.
I'm gonna comment to everybody else that something's off about these witch hunters.
Hell, in that case, I really don't want to get anywhere near them, says Leopold. Like, a witch hunter is a bad sign, but like, mercenary witch hunter? Count me out.
They might be looking for the same person we are.
They are looking. They were asking for Estelman before the burning building. Don't you remember?
Can I hide? Like, is there like any crates or anything? Like, I want to see where they go after this.
Yeah, sure. You can hide in one of the smaller side alleys, of course.
Do I need to roll for it?
Yes, you need. And by the way, do you tell the guys that you're hiding?
Yeah, I want to tell them that we should find out where these guys go. I think this is connected.
All right, says Leopold. Then you hide. I'll wait here, mainly because someone needs to find Dieter if he comes back.
And I'm terrible at hiding.
You,
Oh!
yeah,
What'd you roll?
you've
He's
entered.
lagging.
I disappear.
Yeah, you've entered into a small side alley and you've just hidden behind a stack of old, decaying crates and just peek from behind them towards the entrance to the Shalian hospital. Lucas, Vincent, and Leopold, you just sit on the bench. I presume, right?
Yeah.
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 Dieter, Estoman
Yes.
begs you to kill him.
I will only give you the release if you give me the information I need.
Promise me that you kill me.
I swear to Tal.
You see that Estoman looks at you with wide eyes filled with terror. He fumbles out the key on a neck chain. Take this. In my cellar, under a table, is a trapdoor. Go down the trap and you will reach a sewer. Follow it north to an iron door. It's seemingly rusted shut. The key opens the door. Inside is my special stock. The shelves on the left are marked with the names of my customers. It is where I put books I hold for. Oh God, Harry! Kill me now! You hear, loud, heavy footsteps moving towards the direction of your of the room.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you have
Yeah.
that you have little time left.
Okay, I pull out my. I guess the only weapon I have is my cutlass.
Mhm. I think you have a dagger as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't write one down, but okay. I basically I try to dispatch him. as
All
quickly
right,
as I
you
can.
just pull out the dagger and you plunge it into his heart. The man shudders, looks at you with wide eyes. A blood trickle comes from his mouth. He soils himself, and then he's still. He's dead. What now?
Um.
Time to get the you-know-what out.
Yeah. So I open up the curtain to look
Mhm.
and see if I can see anybody, and if I.
You hear that someone is on the stairs leading to this floor.
Mhm.
They're almost on the top.
Okay, I look. There were open windows in this room, correct?
Yeah, there are, yes.
Okay. And I'm on the middle floor. I'm
Yes.
gonna try to cast Skywalk again and jump out the window.
Excellent. You open the window, you go on the parapet, and as you've done it, you hear, "Search the entire floor. Find Estoman. I want him alive." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know that you have very little time. You're standing on the parapet. You concentrate. You channel the winds. You have time for channel and cast.
Okay.
So roll for channeling first.
So what particular kind of wind is he walking on anyway?
It would be the brown kind.
The winds of magic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe the sound would give him away,
No.
Yeah.
You are the wind beneath my wings.
Yes, you've channeled the wind of the beasts. You can feel it flowing through you, and then you try and mold it into the spell. Roll for how many dice are you using?
I'm going with 3 again.
Excellent.
I'm not fooling around. Oh, it looks like I can just do it straight from here. I was typing it in before. I can just go 3d10. I think is what that
3d10,
means.
indeed.
Zoinks. And it didn't do anything, or did it? Did something happen?
Nope.
Okay, I thought because something delayed last time. I'm gonna press the button now. There we go.
Oh, excellent.
Bam!
Yeah.
Not only do you walk across the window, you walked on the wind.
Actually, that's a funny thing because you've opened a window which faces the tenement building that you were jumping from. So you've just, walked straight down into the alley between the tenement building and the hospital. And you've landed neatly on the floor, on the ground. Once again, the power of magic aided you.
The power of magic compels you.
Compels.
The power of magic compels you.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I was thinking more like the power of friendship.
Oh no, friendship is magic, and magic is heresy. Guys, you see, even you, Rentar, hiding in your special spot. You see Dieter emerging from the small side alley, right to the right of the Shalian hospital. He looks unharmed. Dieter, you see your friends, your comrades sitting on the bench, except for Rentar.
I just go over. I go over to them. Renthar, have to use the toilet again.
Oh, he hid in the alley to the left. Says the
Oh,
He
okay.
wants to follow the witch hunters.
All right. Good luck to him. Let's go. I've got a key to a secret room under the
Estomans?
whatever his name is, Estomans.
Excellent. Let's go. I'll fetch Rentar. Says Leopold. Leopold enters the alley. Rentar, come on.
I'm gonna come out of my hiding spot like, man.
That was literally the best hiding I have ever or will ever do.
I will never roll as well as that. Yeah, but Rentar, you emerge and you see Dieter. Dieter, you see Rentar. Your eyes meet. You
Love at first sight.
Yeah, you smile at each other. Your blackened teeth shining in the sunlight. Yeah.
So this should be a secret room where he keeps his blasphemous tomes and the names of his customers are listed there.
Very well. So I guess we're going there, right? Says Leopold.
Let's do it.
What's that sound?
Sounds like dishes.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was muted.
Right. So you move your way to back towards Estoman. You are armed with the secret location of Estoman's private stores. So you are now free to follow up on this potentially dangerous lead. That said, I would just like to say to you that this is Altdorf and this place is huge. So as you are moving away from the hospital towards Estoman's cache, you guess that it will be evening when you reach the place. Early evening, but still. And indeed, it is. As you enter the street on which Estelman's property was located, the Hofbahn Street in the Schlafstadt, you see that Estelman's building is a charred wreck, as are the buildings to either side of it. Estelman's shop was on the ground floor, and the 4 floors above it have collapsed into a blackened pile of timber and brick. You see that the fire is out, but the place still radiates heat. Orange embers crawl in the depths of heavy beams. The crowd has dispersed. Everyone roll -10 perception test. Alright.
Oh wow! Even with my -30, I passed.
Yeah, I'm going.
Nope, I do not pass.
Alright. Vincent passed and Leopold passed. Everyone except for Dieter. So you don't know why it actually was like. You don't know why it caught your eye, but you saw a black pigeon watching you from the roof. Maybe because you clearly feel that the black pigeon is watching you. And there are no black pigeons of any kind on the street other than it.
Lucas is going to point it out and say that his hunting instincts tell him that's not good.
Shit, says Leopold. I like this whole thing less and less with every passing hour.
You and me both.
Because I think I saw that same pigeon watching Esselman.
Maybe it's Jan's pigeon, says Vincent.
Maybe it is Jan.
Oh, don't be daft. Don't be daft.
Hey, you're talking to a guy who can turn into a bird.
So, is this Jan?
I don't know.
You can't you? I don't know. Look at it and see.
Well, he's up on the roof.
Yeah, but you see it, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm guessing Lucas. Well, no, never mind. My stats are so bad it wouldn't matter. Never mind.
Dieter, you can use your witch sight if you wish to look at it. Every single magician has. Even Vrentar has it.
Yeah. I forgot about that. I will do that. Right. What do I need to do to use which side again?
Roll for willpower.
Okay. I will do that because I'm a wizardy wizard.
You can't open yourself to the winds. Perhaps it's because that you are actually very tired and aching. Anyway, as you all look at the pigeon and point at it, you see that the animal just flew into the air and disappeared behind one of the nearest roofs. Anyway, yeah, so you see that the streets are practically empty. Of course, there are people, coming here and there, but not too many of them. What are you going to do? The Estelman's shop is right in front of you. You can enter it.
Yeah, are we able to pick through it, or is it still too hot?
You can enter it. It is hot, and you guess that there are still hot spots there. But yeah, you can enter it without any problems.
Yeah, Dieter will enter the shop and look for the hatch down to the basement.
Let's all go inside, says Leopold. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Vrentar?
Yes.
Right. You enter.
Yes.
Yeah. You enter Estelman's shop. You can see that the timber is hot and is covered in char. You make your way through the destroyed interior, and like I've said before, it's completely wrecked. It's absolutely destroyed. Everyone make
That's what she said.
Yeah, I knew that you were going to say this, and I approve. Everyone make a +10 agility test.
Yay.
Nice.
Nope.
And now I'm going to roll for Vincent. Nope. And now I'm going to roll for Leopold. Actually, I think he passed, but I am going to check. Yeah, he did. I actually need to remember to improve his stats. Alright, so what happened was that you're making your way through the interior of Estelman's shop looking for the entrance to the basement, because that's where the trapdoor is. Unfortunately, the floor, as it turns out, got kinda weak because of all the fire. So you saw Vincent and Lucas. You fall down. Suddenly, the floor gives up under you and you fall to the ground. Lucas, roll location without reversing it. So just roll D100.
That's just...
Yeah.
Okay.
D100, and I'm going to roll for damage. Right, so you've landed on your arm, and this is... nothing happened, because it's only 2 damage for you. So you've landed on your arm, but fortunately for you, you've landed well enough that nothing really happened. And now I'm going to roll for Vincent. He landed on his leg. It's always fun, as we all know. And now I'm going to roll for damage. And also nothing happened. So, because I think that you guys have at least toughness 2, right? Even with the... Yeah, toughness 2. And I'm going to see Vincent, Darius. Yeah, without any problems. So,
but I think I may be filing a complaint under the Imperials with Disabilities Act.
no such thing exists.
I would say there must be a building code violation.
Yeah. The ground floor has partially collapsed into the cellar. The stairs are gone, but there is a big hole in the floor. And so the rest of you, as you saw your friends fall, I guess the first thing that you do is, to see if they're okay. Vrentar and Dieter. You look down, you see that they will perhaps have a bruise or two, but nothing too serious. And you jump safely through the hole, through the big hole in the floor. You are in the cellar. You help Vincent and Lucas get up. And you see that in the cellar there are hundreds of charred books, burned trunks and shelves. Nothing of value survived. In one room, as you are making your way through the cellar, is a table. And it has been flattened by a falling beam, legs splayed. And the books on it are burned and scattered. Since you haven't found the trapdoor anywhere else, you guess that the trapdoor is under the table, that is under the beam. You see that the beam is heavy, and you probably need to pull it up.
Okay.
How this works is that 4 PCs, player characters, will need to make a routine +10 strength test at the same time to lift the beam.
Okay.
And each PC less than 4 increases the difficulty by 1 step.
Alright.
If even one of you fails, the beam slips out of your hands.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to say Lucas is probably not going to be of any use to that.
Alright. So if you
if we have 4 that is are healthy, those would be the 4 to use.
Alright, so if you and Vincent are out, then it's -10.
But I suspect that's better than both Vincent and I would need, I'm pretty sure, in the 20s.
Yeah, because it's +10, but minus your... Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It won't be easy.
Okay. So Leo, Renthar, and Dieter are gonna try to lift this thing.
Yeah. So sorry, not -10, but just basic. Each of you needs to make a basic strength test, and each of you needs to succeed.
I'll use a luck.
All right. You use your luck.
I have 1 left after this. Okay.
Right. So.
All right. So we don't lift it.
No. Roll either way.
Roll anyway.
Roll either way. Leopold passed. Oh, sorry. And you.
Renthar passed. Oh, oops! I rolled weapon skill. Sorry.
Okay.
Wrong thing. Let me roll again.
And you failed. Now my question is, Vrentar and Dieter, do you have gloves?
No, of course not.
In that
I don't think so.
Yeah. In that case, actually, I'm also going to roll for Leopold because he also doesn't have them. Roll +10 toughness test because the beam is actually burning. It's actually it's still it's still burning on the inside. Oh, excellent.
I'll use a luck again.
All right.
This is my last luck.
All right. Use your last luck. Excellent.
There you go.
And I'm going to roll for Leopold, and I think he +10 toughness test. So unless he has luck, I'm going to reroll this. Yeah. His only luck. He failed. All right. So Leopold, you see, he jumped away, cursing. He burned his hands. There's oh no, he actually has more. Oh no, he only has a single fate point. There are it's hot. The beam is hot, so it's very easy for you to get burned. But of course, it means that you probably just need to try one more time.
Okay.
All right. Roll.
Strength test.
Yeah. Basic. No. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
After the test again.
Yeah. One more time. Each of you needs to make +10.
Yay.
Fuck.
+10.
I used all my luck.
You lose. You just lose 2 HP.
Okay.
And you've burned your hand so bad that you can't really help them right now. Leopold also burned.
Lucas, get in there.
Leopold also burned his hands. This is just too hot.
But it looked like everybody made their strength test, though, right?
No.
No,
No.
I failed. That's why we couldn't lift it, because all 3 of us have to make it.
Come on, Lucas. We need to help them, says Vincent.
Okay.
Can we get someone's help from outside?
No.
Luke, Luke, having watched them and having been a charcoal burner, Lucas is going to cut off the bottom of his robe and wrap it around his hands.
Right? Good idea. That means you have a much easier test against burning.
Because I'm going to need that too.
Yeah.
So.
Leopold tells you, Vrentar, to not bring anyone from outside because, well, we are delving into a basement full of heretical books supposedly. So maybe we don't really want to attract more people to that. Unless I'm maybe in the wrong here.
No,
most people in the Empire that I've run into don't seem to know how to read. But let's not risk it.
But we don't know what might be down there. And he looks at you, Lucas and Vincent. Maybe it will be something like in the village of my birth. I'm sure that you remember Lucas and Vincent.
Yeah, well, Lucas is going to go help because.
Yeah. So,
like I said, I cut some strips off to wrap around my hands to be makeshift gloves. Yeah.
So, if 4 of you are doing this, then each of you needs only to make a +10 strength test. So, Leopold passed. No.
Jesus.
No. And I'm going to roll for Vincent. He passed. Alright, so let's do this way. Actually, no. +10 minus 20. So yeah, he still passed. So
just tell us how many wounds we take and how many turns it took.
Yeah, so let's just do it this way. Vincent and Leopold actually managed to hold it long enough for the rest of you to finally, help them with the beam. That said, unfortunately, the fire from the beam scorched all of you, which means that, except for Vrentar because he didn't help, which means that, Lucas, you lose total of 4 HP.
Okay, that puts me at 0 hit points.
So you're on 1 because you're not in combat.
Okay.
So that means you're on 1.
Okay.
Vincent will lose 4. I think that actually. He rolled for. He spent his fate to actually avoid.
Yeah.
The blow, but he received the blow earlier, so. I don't know if that's 4. It means alright. So he probably has only a single one. Okay, so he's on 1. Well, fun times ahead. And finally we have Dieter and Leopold. Dieter, you lose total of 2.
Okay.
Without any,
Down to
by
one.
the way, without any armor and toughness, of course. Just you
Right.
lose that
Yeah,
much
just
HP.
two points.
And finally, Leopold loses 3. So I will later update his character sheet. I would like you, Sean, to know that he lost a total of 5 so far. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. You've eventually managed to remove the beam completely. You're all burned. Lucas, even with the cloth over your hands, you still managed to burn yourself. But fortunately, not as badly as you would have done it without the cloth. Under the trapdoor, you see a narrow chimney with iron rungs leading down to, you can smell it, the sewer. I guess that all of you walk down.
Yep.
Mhm.
All of you walk down. You enter the sewer, one of the many sewers under Altdorf. Lucas and Vincent, they're just like sewers in Marienburg, stinking,
Not this again.
claustrophobic. Maybe there's not that much salt water in the air, and the sewer here is not comprised of half submerged or even completely submerged basements and buildings, but still the smell is horrible, and there are strange sounds coming from all around you. You can hear rats scuttling in the darkness. You can feel the water, splashing in the sewer itself. Of course, dampness is everywhere. That said, fortunately, there are grates above you, and there is light coming from them, so you don't really need any source of light to see well enough. You eventually move according to the directions from Dieter, and you reach the rusty iron door, but you find it, surprise, surprise, wide open. It appears it was forced with a pry bar. You see that the iron is twisted and the lock damaged. And there are faint sounds of movement inside.
Sword drawn.
You take out your sword. Vincent also pulls out his exotic-looking blade. Leopold also draws his own. The rest of you, I presume, are also ready weapons.
Hammers out.
Who goes inside first?
I'll go.
Vrentar, you enter the area inside. Inside is a large closet with another giant rusted door in the center, long unused, and bookshelves on 3 walls. A rat in a far corner shreds a fallen book. There are no other books. The shelves are entirely bare. Dozens of footprints in the dust lead out to the sewer. You don't really see what the shredded book is, but the rat was the source of the sound. There's no one else here. The room is safe. All of you enter inside.
Yep.
You look around the place. It's empty.
Dieter goes over to kick the rat away and look at the book.
The book. You pick up the book.
Yeah.
You see that, according to its title, it is Arabian Bestiary, and it's actually a very beautiful book. Even if it's in its current state, you guess that it's worth probably a few coins. There's a drawing of some fantastic beast from a faraway land on the cover. A lion. A huge hunting cat with a gigantic mane and a set of feathered wings sprouting from its back. Anyway,
Strange beast.
anyway, you guys look around and you see that the shelves on the left have small strips of paper pasted on them, each with a neatly printed name.
Let's go. Dieter pulls out his little notebook and he gets ready to write down the names.
Some shelves have new names pasted over older ones. You count them?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There are 27 names in all. You see that the strips easily peel off the shelves. Now I'm going to upload the another handout for you.
27 name list?
Yes, actually, yeah. I'm going to rename it later. Wait a second. Probably it's this one, I hope. Shite. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's this one, and I'm just uploading it now. Handout. Okay. Right, so it's done, and so far it's named Handout 11, but I will change the name later. It's above the Shalian Temple and Hospital. You can see it right now.
Helmet.
I'm actually going. Yeah, it's the handout will be named Estoman's names.
Oh, Ansel Vorman. Down at the bottom. You guys see it?
Nope, because Lucas can't read.
I say, hey Lucas, this one here says Ansel Vorman.
If you say so, boss.
Vrentar, you see it. Anzo Vorman. The only Anzo here, actually.
I think. Although there's also a helmet. Well, we know what helmet our helmet's last name is, right?
Only Helmut, Father Helmut, just that.
Okay. Well, so there's a helmet von Eulenhaus. So.
All right. So what? We have what we came here for.
Yes. So
The nice-
Dieter quickly tries to write down all the names, but.
You've written down the names without any problems. You see that Leopold just looks around him nervously. I suggest we get the hell out of here then.
Yep. Let's go. You got a place for us to shack up for the night so we can rest and.
Yeah, I have. It's quite some distance from here, but we need to rest. My place is rather bare. I hope you guys don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
Right. Let's go. And yeah.
Oh, let's say, would it be like I know Lucas and Vincent need to see like a doctor, but that's obviously don't have time for that to happen. Would stopping at an apothecary and getting would there be any kind of drugs that we could go get at an apothecary or not?
Laudanum.
I'll
Apothecary.
take some of that.
So I guess you asked Leopold about this.
Yeah.
How many dozens of gold crowns do you have to spend at an apothecary?
I'll take that as a no. Okay.
Yeah. Your best bet would be the Shalian Hospital, but we need to find Carl. First and foremost. After that, I guess we'll be able to see a medic. And with that, you move back to the sewer, up the iron grate. I mean, up the up the chimney. You just climb. Just climb up over iron rungs. You're back in the basement, and then you move out to the. You move back to the. What's that sound?
Oh, my bad, man. I thought it was muted again.
You move back to the ground floor. And you see 7 witch hunters waiting for you there.
Hmm.
They are all armed, and their weapons are drawn. Their blades, swords, and daggers. The man standing in front of them, their leader, I am Golfus Draben, and you will surrender to me now, scum. Lay down your arms and come with me. Nicely. Or maybe you want to do this the hard way, he says and smirks at you. You're standing you're standing on the ground floor of Estoma's destroyed shop. There's heat coming from the embers burning, still burning up all around you. The witch hunters are tense. They have their weapons drawn. They're looking at you with narrow eyes, their teeth clenched. Leopold is like, ah, shit. Well, yeah.
I'm locking eyes until somebody moves.
There's this tension in the air. Your muscles tense. Vincent's hand twitches towards the sword. Leopold is also, maybe despite himself, slowly reaching for his weapon. The witch hunters observe you.
Do you work for Jan?
Don't know who Jan is, but I have some questions for you, and I want answers. So you will come with me.
Fine.
Nicely.
Fine.
The witch hunters you see are slowly moving towards you. When suddenly a brick falls down and cracks the man, the leading man, the Draben fellow, right in the skull, dropping.
That was the guy smoking the cigar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dropping him instantly. The cigar falls from his mouth. The men are like, Golfus is down! Get him! Get him! And they quickly grab him. 3 of them, jump. Well, I mean jump. They're not jumping because they know that the floor is unsafe. So there's like decisively but carefully move in front of him with their weapons drawn, and they're not engaging you, but they are holding their weapons in front of them. While the rest take their leader outside, and you can hear them, "Come on, let's get out of here." Apparently, they think that you probably have backup, successful backup. Yeah, you see that the witch hunters concentrate on protecting Golfus Draben, their leader, and getting him away. They don't want to attack you because they're not sure of how many additional, helpers you actually have.
Lucas looks up for a black pigeon, by the way.
You see one. You see a black pigeon flying off. Right from the place where the brick fell. Well, shit, says Leopold. Alright, let's get out of here before they regroup and discover that we actually don't have any more men with us. Come on.
Yeah.
You quickly move out of the shop. It's already dark outside. You hear the angry shouts of witch hunters from your right, and Leopold moves you to the left. You quickly enter first one alley, then the other, then you move to a bigger, wider street, and then to another alley. When you finally arrived at Leopold's place, right next to the River Reich itself, where the smell is almost overwhelming, it's very, very late, and you are all essentially dead on your feet. You enter a small tenement home, and Leopold removes a small brick from the bottom of of said home, and produces a small key that was hidden behind the brick. He opens the door to a very small and dingy apartment. Well, it's not apartment. It's just it's just I don't know. It's like a single room with an adjacent kitchen-like space. Inside the room, there's a single cot laying on the floor, 2 chairs, a table with a few empty bottles of what looks like cheap wine. There are a few trunks and barrels here and there. Barrels have been used for example, on one barrel there's a small cracked mirror, which Leopold was probably using to shave, because right next to the mirror is a razor and a small bar of grey soap. The other trunk, he opens it and produces a few blankets for you. As well as as a tightly packed, rations, essentially, just some rock-hard strips of jerky and dried fruit and vegetables. There's very little food here, but he shares with you what he has. There's a single window. There's glass in it, but very dirty, which faces the river itself. Altdorf, even at night, is very, very well lit. Lucas, it actually reminds you of Noun in this manner, because Noun
cities.
Yeah, Noun even at night was the
How are you
city of
supposed to get any
lights.
sleep with it? How are you supposed to get any sleep with this much light?
You'll probably manage, says Leopold, and points to the blankets that he threw to the ground. I'm going to sleep, gents. See you on the morning. And then he just, lays on his cot, drapes the best looking blanket over himself, and after a second he begins snoring.
Yeah, I think honestly Lucas would have to do the same. I mean, he is so sick that...
Yeah. You guys just, you just have, I don't know if you have any cots with you, or any blankets. If not, then you just...
Can't be any worse than the hard dirt ground.
Yeah, so you're just laying on the old splintered ground, on the old splintered
Yep.
hard ground, and but even with that, even laying on that, you quickly fall asleep because you're just incredibly tired. And in your dreams, you see black pigeons with red eyes circling over you. And we'll continue next time. That's it for today. Okay, guys. So I am actually dead tired myself. So to just speed things up, all of you gain 100 XP today. So that's enough for a single, advancement. I think that's fair. You would be given this amount anyway. Maybe some of you plus minus 5 points, but I think that it's fair.
Yep.
So yeah, like I said, Sean, please note that Leopold lost 5 points.
Yes, I do have that in my notes here.
And
somewhere.
I've noted the amount that Vincent lost. He's on his 1 HP. On his last HP.
Yeah, me too. I think Lucas too, probably.
Oh, yeah, that's actually going to be interesting. Okay, so that was it. We've actually managed to reach the point that I've prepared. I mean, I haven't prepared the adventure after that point because I honestly wasn't sure that we would actually reach it, but we did. That was pretty sweet. Thanks for the game today. You're finally in Altdorf.
Yes. Good game.
Yeah, it was. Now, my question is, when are we going to play next time? 2 weeks from now. It's 1st of December. I'm not sure if you guys are available.
Is that Thanksgiving weekend?
I don't know.
That's the weekend after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, let me look. Yeah, well, Thanksgiving. Yeah, it is that weekend. It's the first would be so.
It would be the
weekend
Saturday right after, or the Sunday right after Thanksgiving. Yeah.
So I don't know if you
I'm
guys.
not that Sunday, but the Sunday after I can for sure.
So 8th.
Yeah, I
Uh,
can do the 8th.
Yes,
so
on the 8th.
so maybe
Yeah.
let's schedule it for the 8th. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that works.
it will be easier. Okay, so 8th of December. I'll see you all then.
Okay.
Right. Oh. By the way, Sean,
Mm-hmm.
have you created a story for your character?
I
Because you get additional fate point for that story, just as is customary. You know.
I thought you gave me one already.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I only had 2 to start with.
It's impossible for you to have 2. I think humans
Oh, really?
at the very least start with 3. Let me just quickly
No, they
check.
start with 2.
Yeah. Okay.
2 is the
Yeah,
average.
I rolled
Okay.
terribly and got a 2. So and then I thought you gave me one already
Okay.
for 3. and then I
So
lost
in that case, okay.
I
Sorry.
started
So
here.
in that case, right.
No, it's okay.
And I think that you haven't finished your Magister Vigilant, right? Not yet.
No, today was the first time. So I think the only thing I did with Magister Vigilant was I took all of the stat bonuses,
Okay.
and then this is the first actual skill or talent I bought under Magister Vigilant. So
Okay.
far.
But I've already created a magical item for you, right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So, in that case, Andy, when you create your character, finally, I will make one for you as well. Okay?
Yeah, sounds good. I don't know what I did to it. I had them all rolled up, and I went to write the history last night and couldn't find the character sheet.
Okay, okay.
Lost my mind.
I
So
mean, you can
Yeah.
roll just one more time and...
yeah, I'll do it all again. Like I said, I remember not any of the stats. Obviously, that's too much to remember.
Yeah.
But I remember some of like the background stuff that I had rolled up, and I'm probably gonna if I remember. I mean, the background stuff like the city of his birth doesn't really matter that much anyway. So not for like I'm not gonna be cheating if I select this dwarf city over that.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, no worries. When you make your characters, then I'll just you know make a magical item for you because you're playing a prospector, right?
Well, he started as I remember most of the career advancements because I got 75% of my XP. I have so much XP that he got like 4 character advances.
Wow.
Career advances. So he started as a prospector and was a merchant by the time I was done with him.
Okay, cool. So just out of curiosity, are you going to which direction are you going with him?
What do you mean, like which direction?
Well, I mean, are you going combat direction, merchant direction?
Yeah, I think he's going to be a little more combat-y, but because a dwarf merchant, they don't. Yeah, he was a dwarf. So
Okay.
A dwarf merchant is not like they're used to being
Okay.
beset upon by orcs and
Uh,
junk. So
Yeah, they need to defend themselves. They need to know how to
Right.
defend themselves.
yeah, they're not. So
Yeah. All right. So in that case, I'll be waiting for him. For your character. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.
okay, great.
All right. Thanks.
8th of December. See you guys then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye
See you
bye.
then. All right. Bye bye.
Bye.